Welcome back. A very good evening to all the viewers who are watching this live on the official YouTube channel of KSCA. Match number 12, the last one of the league phase, the Maharani Trophy 2026. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters taking on the Mysore Warriors. These pictures are coming live to you from the iconic M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, Bengaluru. Lot at stake in this game. The team which wins will go through to the finals. Let's go down to the toss. A while ago, Srinath was with the two captains. It's match number 12. The last league game of this Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 26. It's the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters taking on the Mysore Warriors. The Hubballi Tigers are already sitting on top, waiting to see, is it the Blasters or the Mysore Warriors? A must-win game for both. For one final time in this league phase, the coin will go up. It's Pratyusha, the captain. Heads is the call. Thanks, Meera. What's it you've decided to do?
We'll bowl first.
Any particular reason for bowling first?
I mean, it'll be easier to chase on this wicket, so that's the only reason.
Any changes in your team?
No, we're playing with the same level.
How's the mood in the camp? You had a good break off yesterday. You're on 6 points. So how are you looking at this game?
Everybody is geared up to, looking forward for this game, and everybody is well prepared.
Thank you, Shubha. Go well.
Thank you.
Pratyusha, would have done anything different with the toss?
No, even I would have fielded first, sir.
You would have fielded first. But unfortunately, you're going to bat first. So any particular target you're looking at on this pitch? Already we saw 171 being chased down. Anything in mind?
I think if we put up a good score around 150, 160 also, I think we will be able to restrict them is what I feel, sir.
Any changes in your side?
We're playing the same team.
So how's the mood in the camp? A must-win game. It's more like a semi-finals.
Actually, the girls are raring to go, so even I'm looking forward for this game. Yeah.
Thank you, Pratyusha. Go well. The news from the center. It's the Mysore Warriors who won the toss and decided to have a bowl first. That was the toss, and the news from the center was Shubha Satish called right, and they've decided to bowl first. Both teams are going unchanged. No change in their lineup. An all-important game lining up in the com box. I'm K. Srinath. To start proceedings along with me will be the young Param. Param, welcome. It's been a busy day for you.
Good evening, and good evening to all our viewers. Yep, Shubha Satish at the toss, quite happy, putting the opposition into bat. And the orange cap holder, Shubha Satish, and the purple cap holder, Diksha, both in the Mysore Warriors.
Caps are firmly seated with the Warriors. The Caps have been doing a lot of, it is not musical chair, capical chair, you can say, new terminology. So very clear in her thought, and in fact a touch disappointed was Pratyusha. She knew the importance of this game and the way this pitch is played. In fact, 170 plus has been the average first inning score, and what a game we saw in the afternoon. At one point in time, they looked like they were struggling to get to 145, where the mistakes, but a cameo in the end by Aditi Rajesh got them to 171, which was challenging. But Vrinda Dinesh had other plans written. What a master class it was.
Yeah, she had a bus to catch, is what she said, and she was very, very hungry. She'd not eaten a lunch, she said, at the presentation. And she wanted to finish the game early, get something to eat, get back and come back for that all-important final on Saturday.
Oh, fair enough. I can understand not having the lunch. In fact, I met his dad, Dinesh, who I played a lot of cricket with when he was playing for the St. Joseph's Commerce. He was a gun fielder and a more than handy batter. And I'll just check with Dinesh whether lunch was not provided. But taking a bus is something that is not really going down well with him. There's a metro right behind the Cubbon station. And also the Ola Ubers on service. Well, play is the call. Ball one from the Rahul Dravid end. Play and a miss. The Mysore Warriors starting with Diksha, the purple cap holder, to inform batters for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, Inchara and Rachita.
Yeah, what a fantastic tournament they've had so far. Going to be very crucial for them. Build that partnership. They need to get that victory today.
Twice Smart captaincy by Shubha, operating the spinner from the Rahul Dravid end, where the surface is relatively drier at the Anil Kumble end, making use of it, going on with arm and getting the ball to skid off the surface. Not much of turn, a brand new ball. This power play, very important. Play and a miss, third time around. Dot ball pressure. Straight away, Inchara, who basically, when she's out there, she's in charge of the game. But a slow and cautious start.
At this point, Shubha should be tempted to have another slip fielder. Be very interesting to see such an attacking field early on in the power play.
Play and a miss, play and a miss. Diksha starting off well. Yeah, she's put the pressure straight away on the batting side by having a slip in place. And Shubha herself, 4 inside the ring. The 2 boundary riders on the onside. This is what we were looking for. Straight on the ground, length on offer, freeing her hands. The first My Cycle Pure Agabatti maximum. High over long on.
Yeah, few dot balls, and that pressure was created fuller on this occasion from Diksha. And she gets under that beautifully on one knee and launches that over that long on fielder.
Intent was right, fetching it from outside off. But the length was crucial there. What a hit and what a start for Inchara. Starting off with a maximum. Cut. Can't find the gap. Good start to the first over. 6 without loss after put into bat the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. That's the points table, and Hubballi Tigers with the emphatic victory in the afternoon. Number 1 team sitting comfortably on top, waiting to see who's going to lock horns with them on the 1st of August at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Must-win game for both the Warriors and the Blasters. Unfortunately, Mystics had a mixed bag, just winning 2 out of the 6, and the first team to make their exit. But they had their time in this tournament. Some good performances, certainly a lot of takeaways, a lot of positives. Will come back stronger the next year around. It's all about the auction. The dynamics of the auction are certainly different. You go in for your players, and end of it, I think the Blasters as well as the Hubballi, they got their auctions right and they wanted the players and they got them in. So were the Warriors. Maybe a touch unlucky on the auction table, but nevertheless, they did put up a good show. They created a few ripples in this tournament. Roshni Kiran is somebody certainly whom everybody will remember. And it's Shreya Mishra from the Anil Kumble end. Not from the middle of the bat, but it's got enough wood on it. Over mid-off, the first Kalyani motor boundary, this time from the bat of Rachita.
Yes, slightly fuller there, and not as much movement. Hits that beautifully over that fielder at mid-off, and that races away for a boundary.
Starts off well. Would not be disappointed, Shreya. She certainly would get some purchase. A bit of crash at that particular end. Lengths are the key here. Excellent comeback. What we call as hard lengths, the test match lengths. And Shreya Mishra, a tall, lanky, fast bowler. I think after the second game, she came into the side, and certainly she's made an impact. Good wrist positions, and she can get the ball both in and out. She just keeps the batter guessing always.
Yeah, what an impact she's had. Good, very good quality bowler. Coming after a couple of matches for the Mysore Warriors, created an impact early on, has picked a couple of wickets. Definitely a very, very good talent here.
Receptacled fast bowler, tall, lanky, extremely fit for the domain of a fast bowler. It reminds me of Anil Kumble when he started off playing cricket, and he did turn out for India in the beginning. He was not accustomed to using lenses. It did take some time. Could be down the line. She certainly would be thinking of those lines, especially when you play in humid conditions, sweaty conditions. This could get a bit tough. Will do certainly good, but certainly a prospect, and the selectors would keep an eye on her. We've not seen that many fast bowlers make an impression in this particular edition of the Maharani Trophy, but this bowler is one who's really stood out. Oh! Off the boot and unlucky. Rachita would certainly be disappointed, and the The umpire had no hesitation to go up, backing up a touch too far. Ricochet off the boot and hitting the stump at the non-striker end. What a way to get dismissed, but more than happy will be the Mysore Warriors, losing the first wicket, the Blasters.
Yeah, she hit that straight and deflects off her left foot onto the stumps. And unlucky there. The non-striker, Inchara, has to walk back.
Coaching manual says play straight, and playing straight at times can be the demise for the non-striker. And Rachita certainly would be disappointed, but that's the way the game pans out. First wicket going down in the way of a run out. And that brings in the new batter. And Shreya has created impact not only with the ball, but she's shown good football skills. The FIFA just got over, just passing the ball on to the goal.
Yeah, good footwork there from Shreya Mishra. Yeah, they take that wicket anyhow. And Rachita, she was looking good. Boundary in the first over. Yeah, rather in the second over. And yeah, they'd be very happy with that wicket.
They would take it whichever way it comes. Once again going down the ground. And certainly Inchara, it would be. We always talk about one of the top three batters who get their eye into bat long. Unfortunate dismissal, timed well, but before she could get her hand and just deflected off the foot. And nowhere in the picture was Rakshita. Disappointed she would be, losing the first wicket off a run out. That certainly would have put them on the back foot, the Blasters. Thrown up. Both fielders going for it. Smart piece of running. Come back for two. Finish over number 2. The Blasters put into bat after 13 for the loss of 1 wicket. Who is the new batter who has come in? Chandasi, another talented youngster, walks in at the fall of the inform and hard-hitting Rachita. She certainly would not be cooling her heels. She would be fuming. Not the way she expected that she would be run out of a deflection of the boot of Shreya Mishra. And immediately we see a change in bowling and Alam. In fact, she's done pretty well with the new ball. She's bowled good lines and somebody who can get the ball back into the right-hander. And we've seen more often than not, she's troubled the batters with the ball coming back into her.
Yeah, absolutely. Alam has been very, very impressive. Another wicket-taking bowler, gets a couple of wickets in the power play. And Chandasi, she's had a bit of a mild tournament so far. Not really gotten off the start that she wanted.
Certainly, it could be today evening at the Chinnaswamy. She could etch a name in history books here today. Repeatedly, we talk about pitch number 5, which has seen 200s on day 4. Day 6 today, the skipper Vrinda Dinesh missing it by a whisker by a margin of 15. You never know. Brilliant conditions for batting, fast outfield. Value for shots. And truly, it's just about mind over matter application. A couple of balls you can afford to look at as sighters. Post that there's always value for shots on this pitch.
Yeah, Chandasi will definitely look to capitalize on this opportunity here. Important game for both these teams. The winner will play the Hubli Tigers on Saturday.
Nice length, and she had all 3 stumps to line up. Look of the body language. It was Diksha, the purple cap holder. Had there been a direct hit, we could have witnessed one more back in the hut in the wake of a run out. Nerves there, had to get off the mark. Firm push straight to the fielder. She had all 3 in front. Oh, she was not even in the frame. A lot of risks being taken. Ball to be put away, would be disappointed. 3 behind the square on the off and a sweeper cover. Certainly the ball was there. More than happy would be Inchara. She's looked to time the ball well. That's the most important fact for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. We speak always about the importance of the power play for both the sides in terms of bowling as well as batting. This time around, down the ground, slight misfield from Shubha. Has the legs, good timing. On the up there, Kalyani motor boundary for Inchara.
Yeah, Alam a tad bit fuller on this occasion, and she smashes that towards the long off fielder. Gets her fingertips, does Shubha Satish, but goes for a boundary.
Certainly would be disappointed. A length ball going through the line. Just clipped her fingers, and Shubha would be disappointed with that effort. Skipper expected to lead from the front. Width on offer, timing brilliant. Splits the infield. Back-to-back boundaries. Another Kalyani motor boundary. Inchara is on the go.
Yeah, wide up and slightly short on that occasion from Alam, and opens the face of that bat beautifully and places it, threads the needle through that gap at point and backward point there.
Inchara has decided to take charge after the disappointing run out in the last over. She's just got it at the back of her mind now. Started afresh and timing impeccable. And of course, picking the gap was most important. Threadbare distance between the deep gully and the backward point fielder. This time around, opens the face but can't beat the short third fielder. 2 boundaries in the tower. Alam finishes her first with 10. 3 run for the Blasters, 23 for the loss of 1 wicket. Good to see Shreya Mishra having her second over coming up. Looked good in the first. And she'll be up against Chandasi, who has had a quiet tournament so far. Not lived up to the expectations of all the fans and their own teammates. Could make amends and make this night a big one. She's got opportunities within the power play. Off to a pretty good start at the Blasters, but for the loss of 1 wicket. Beautiful lengths is what Shreya Mishra is bowling. Not giving away anything loose and bowling it stump to stump, which is most important.
Also that movement that she's getting, moving away from the right-hander. And she's been absolutely on the money from ball go. There, the first wicket, just deflecting off Shreya's foot. And Rachita has to walk back.
This time around, no timing, but we'll get a single. In football terms, maybe it would have been called a self-goal. But here, it is the downfall of the opponent batter. In fact, more than one occasion, Inchara and Rachita have got the sides off to a flyer. And all the more important was this night for them. It's a must-win game for both the sides. And Triple R not coming into picture. So it's a straightforward knockout game, a semi-final you can call. Drifting down the leg, pulled. Timing not good enough, but it's got the legs to carry it over deep fine. Rather, leg bias is the signal. Runs coming whichever way, they would be more than happy to take. Another Kalyani motor boundary.
Yeah, slightly losing a line on that occasion down the leg, and manages to get the top half of a bat. Will race away for a Kalyani Motors boundary.
That's disappointed would be the batter, not getting any bat on it, but nevertheless open spaces on the leg side. The square leg fielder, it is deep square and not anywhere close to fine. Welcome 4 leg by. Makes amends, struck beautifully. Slight misfield. but races away on this carpet outfield. Back-to-back boundaries, this time off the bat of Inchara. She is looking in fine touch.
Yeah, Inchara just slightly opening the face of the bat and threads the needle through that gap. Beautiful shot that. She's racing away.
True, she's been spot on with the timing as well as picking the gap between the deep gully and the cover point fielder. She did that last over against Alam. She's repeating that against Shreya Mishra. The margin for error, you just get it a touch away from the batter. It's certainly going to race away in this power play. Making amends, getting back stump to stump. The girls have learned quite quickly as to where they need to bowl, the areas, the lengths that are very important in the power play. And, Shreya Mishra particularly, she's had the tendency to just lose her wrist position and pushing the ball in the bargain down the leg. Those are the areas more or less she's conceded those boundaries. Not often has she been driven down the ground or on the offside. And an odd ball in the Nova is what is going down the leg. A strong finish from her. Length ball, driven, diving point fielder. No chance for the one at sweeper cover. Finishes the over in style with the Kalyani motor boundary. The second one from the bat of, this time it's Chandasi. 4 overs done, 37 for 1 are the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Put into bat, going at 9 and over at the end of 4. In fact, 9.25 would be more than happy. Certainly anything above 170 would be a challenging score. Mind you, scoreboard pressure. It's more or less, as I said, a knockout game. This were to be a second or third game of the league, the 170 would have looked different. In a virtual semi-final, a knockout game, the 170 would certainly be plus 20, the scoreboard pressure.
Throughout the tournament, we've witnessed that the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, they've chased big numbers, almost chased the total of 186 the other night against the Gulbarga Mystics. We know what they're capable of, especially that middle order, Lavanya Chalana, Mithila Vinod. They've been very, very good. On this occasion, being put to bat first by the Mysore Warriors, so they clearly have a plan.
See a change in bowling. Alam just after 1 over being replaced by the experienced Sahana Pawar. She's turned out for the RCB in the Women Premier League and knows every inch of this ground. She's been around for long enough and these girls play against each other very regularly. She's coming for a first over within the power play. Nicely tossed up over the infield. No second invitation. Inchara is completely in charge. Starts off the over with the Kalyani motor boundary.
Yeah, first ball tossed up and she plays that beautifully over the infield, over that cover. Fielder there. Can't really give her an inch, can you?
She's going to take it up with both hands. 5 inside the ring on the offside. Anything tossed up is certainly going to go over the top. Second time around, this time down the ground. High over long off. Boundary and this one, a cycle pure Agarbatti maximum. Elevation, timing to perfection on this occasion.
Yeah, similar delivery, tossed up again, and same treatment. This time goes over the fielder at mid-off for a maximum.
Gets better this time around. Boundary of the first one, a 6 of the second one. Touch fuller, Sahana has been of the first 2 balls. Once again, high over extra cover this time. The same result. Back-to-back cycle pure Agarbatti maximums. She's on song and with that 6 comes up the 50 for the Blasters.
Yeah, exact same delivery. And this time she goes slightly towards that cover region. Beautiful timing here from Inchara.
Just the fielders inside the circle are just spectators. Beautiful timing, full flow of the bat. Any youngster watching would certainly look to learn as to how you play a lofted shot from within the crease. Now long off in place. Smart bowling. Darts it in. Just pulls the length a touch back.
She's a smart operator, Sahana Pawar. She's gotten a few wickets in this Maharani Trophy. Crucial for her not to give away too much to Inchara.
Drills it this time around on the ground between cover point and extra cover. No stopping Inchara. She says, I've taken charge. The Blasters, we are on a roll. Yet another Kalyani motor boundary.
Yeah, tossed up again on this occasion from Sahana Pawar. And beautiful cover drive there we see from Inchara. Threads the needle again through that gap. And yeah, she's in charge now, isn't she, Inchara?
She could end up changing her name after this innings. She could get an E instead of an A in the end. Hang on. Strike rotation is important. End of 5. Off to a flyer are the Blasters. 57 for the loss of 1. Take you through the next 5 overs will be Naveen and Vikram.
What good 5 overs here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Absolute dominance, especially from Inchara. And that too against the most experienced Sahana Pawar. She'd be wondering where did this land up from. Because she was really not prepared for that one. I am Naveen Shorey, alongside with me is Vikram. But that would have done a world of good in terms of the confidence for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. She's quickly raced on to 41 of just 23 deliveries. And now Chandasi. Sweetly timed. Vikram, that run out, very unfortunate.
Yes, that was a very unfortunate run out. Actually, I think this game is heavily lower in favor of the Bangalore Blasters. They chase well. Mysore is the other way around. They set well.
Good point. I mean, I was asking VD about the same thing, Vrinda Dinesh, in the post-match presentation. I asked her, whom would you like to play in the finals? She said, yeah, probably Bengaluru Blasters, which look heavy, but I would also like to see the Mysore Warriors in the finals. So, very diplomatically, correctly put it across. So, that is what this entire tournament is, isn't it? Because even in the last match, until the end of this match, we don't know who is the second team to play the finals. Hubballi Tigers going in, the defending champions, much needed victory for them.
Well, the projected score, if you go by that, is showing 211. Of course, we're not going to get there. I really think that even 155 was going to be hard for Mysore to chase against a good bowling attack, which the Blasters have.
Driven and straight to covers. Gone. Inchara has to depart. And Diksha will extend the purple cap dominance once again. Honnu Diksha, what a delivery. And nice catch being taken in from Alam at that covers region.
So the explosive Inchara on her way. I don't think that'll rattle the Bangalore Blasters too much. She's given them the start she was looking for. And like our colleagues have said, she does bat deep, as you probably agree. Just that ball, just a little trifle outside off stump. Inchara thought she had the flow with her, but straight to the fielder at cover.
And probably did not time as well as she would have wanted to. Just squeezing the bat instead of playing it off the middle of the bat. But very good innings. Nevertheless, 41 runs of 25. And Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 58 for 2 as Lavanya Chalana walks in. Right time for her. Not a big platform being set, but good enough.
Well, for me, she's been a terrific hitter, as you've all seen. She's got a lot of power. What will be interesting to see is how she uses this as a good platform for herself, probably use her feet better. There's a lot of tact and guile that the Mysore team are going to employ. This is, like you said, a semi-final, a virtual semi-final. So they're going to pull out all tricks. And then let's see how Lavanya and Chandasi, who's a good touch player, how they perform.
Lavanya can strike the ball big. The last over of the power play. Interesting to see if she can take on the purple cap holder this couple of deliveries or try and knock it around. Because you don't have to take the risk the moment you walk in. Yeah, like I said. She knows this. Diksha is bowling some nice line and lengths.
If you just keep it to slightly back of a length to Lavanya, she usually will not know what to do until she goes into explosive shots. You can save a few dot balls that way.
Straight to Shubha Satish at mid-off. What a good over from Diksha. Just that one run and a big wicket of Inchara. Power play gone. 58 for 2. In the power play, we've seen some amazing things happen. Probably crazy things which did not happen earlier on in the Maharani Trophy at all. Inchara getting run out with the way Shreya Mishra had her left leg exactly in the right position. Ananya Hegde, Karnika Karthik, Mithila Vinod, they all can bat, especially Karnika Karthik, Mithila Vinod and Pratyusha. Yeah, it's a deep batting order. But more important for the Mysore Warriors is to try and keep the pressure on. Try and keep Diksha on as long as possible, as Yashika Gowda comes in, previous match player of the match awardee. But she got it for her batting. We'll have to see how she fares well here against Chandasi and Lavanya Chalana. Oh, she's got some turn.
We spoke about the unfortunate run out, and there almost was yet another one when Chansi, you couldn't understand. She was on the back foot. She just couldn't judge the run. She called herself. So you've got to be careful about things like that. Otherwise, everything goes by the side.
And also, we were talking about Shreya Mishra having these spectacles on and bowling. It's very important to tell our viewers how tough or difficult that is. Lavanya wants that single, will push it for it and will scramble through, because humid conditions, sweat will take over the lenses. So always very important to have the contact lenses on, but that needs a different expert process altogether, because you need to wear it, remove it, and then be very careful so that the dust does not get inside.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. That the very nature of pace bowling, it's not very feasible. Usually you find spin bowlers bowling with spectacles and the Oakleys, and they take it, the pace bowlers take the Oakleys off and specs off when they're bowling usually.
Hats off to Shreya Mishra, she's doing that. Oh my God, how did that miss the off stump? Yashika Gowda, nice tossed up flighted delivery. Lavanya wanted to go big on the onside, misses it completely.
Lavanya just not to the pitch of the ball, trusting her hands completely, but just missing that. She's going to have to be wary. She's playing the leg break bowler, the ball going out.
Full toss. That's a big turnaround that she brought. We'll speak about that. 7 overs gone, 60 for 2. If you remember that fifth ball of the previous over, she did bowl the ball from the back of the hand. Very interesting that she did try that against Lavanya, and lucky for Lavanya that did not clip the top of off.
Yeah, it looks like that ball took a little time to come, and Lavanya waited, and it just wasn't to the pitch of the ball. She got deceived somewhere in from the position in the crease from which probably Yashika bowled that ball. And like you very rightly said, Yashika did something different over there that turned away from her.
And for me, the Mysore Warriors' bowling attack has been the most formidable one, because you've got Shreya Mishra, you've got Alam, two pace bowlers, you've got Sahana, you've got Honnu Diksha, and Yashika Gowda. It's a nice balance in terms of how you need to curtail runs and then come in to pick up wickets. So look at that field, deep covers, short third and short fine inside, long on, long off, and deep mid wicket for Lavanya, her favorite region, that deep mid wicket region. If she connects, then it stays connected. A nice tight length, more important for Alam to not give any elevation or room to Lavanya.
One of the good features I've seen in the Bengaluru Blasters team, I don't know if it's got something to do with the guidance of the coach, is that the non-strikers are backing up very well. And I mean, what that's actually done is perhaps deceive the striker into thinking it's on for the run. So there you have communication and signals as your most important facet.
Oh, wonderful ball. Just leaving Lavanya Chalana at the last minute. Pitching in line and then just taking that one away.
You're just beaten squarely by the ball, Lavanya, trying to be cute, trying to work that ball away. So one of the things that Lavanya must watch out for is the dot ball pressure, which she might be building up. She's got to work around some singles and twos. She's got a very capable batter at the other end also. And that dot ball pressure builds up into a release shot, which does not sometimes work out.
Yeah, the release shot. I hope we don't see that for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters' supporters. Hope she knocks it around and gets to the other end. Yeah, much better. Much better. Because you want to see Lavanya Chalana be there as long as possible. Because the Mysore Warriors will want her number very soon. But when she is around, yeah, the projected is 165, 170. That will be achieved in no time.
These batters also recognize that Alam's predominant line is on and around off stump. She usually has a 6-3 field, so that's the way she bowls.
Nice line again. All that you need to do is just put that in the right area. That's exactly why I said Mysore Warriors have got a formidable bowling attack. Because Shreya Mishra and Alam. And two main seamers, top of the order, can cause you a lot of trouble.
Yes, I really think when Alam bowls that deep third is going to come into question a lot, provided the ball goes as fine as that. Otherwise, you're in deep trouble if it's going to go just backward of point.
Oh, back of the length delivery. Fabulous. Now she was trying to cut the ball for the length which was not there. You mentioned about deep point. A deep point fielder will not be even coming into play because Alam does not give you that length at all. It's that back of the length delivery where it'll raise on you. You don't have the time to cut it. You don't have the elevation to free your arms. A good channel of bowling here. Just one run of this over yet. And one run will be into two. Good stop. Shubha Satish does well and stops the batters to just one run. Good fielding from the skipper. 8 gone. 62 for 2. Look at what happened in the power play. It's all Rakshita and Inchara until this happened. Shreya Mishra has definitely woken up at the right side of the bed. And then some phenomenal fielding display. Sahana Pawar was definitely not okay with the way she was being taken to the cleaners. And lucky there because, of course, Rachita was being dismissed alongside with Inchara. And then, yeah, this is how Inchara went. So it's been both sides power play. Waits for the turn. Again, Yashika Gowda comes across as a leggy who can also bowl offies at some times, here and there.
Not to what I've seen. She normally just a leg break bowler who varies it a little bit by flipping one to the back of her hand. Mysore girl, come on, very strong, very hardworking. A lot of appreciation for what support her family gives her also.
Lavanya connects one. Over long on. 6. Amazing hitting. She was waiting for that delivery from a long time and now she gets it under the bat. Big cycle pure Agabati 6.
Right in Lavanya's arc. She just unleashes another big one. Just over that wideish long on. Fielder can do nothing about it. Another big 6 from Lavanya. But she's got to be able to get to closer to the pitch of the ball, I feel, as the match wears on. Because your strength can be your undoing sometimes. It can become your weakness. She's just got to be a little bit aware, a little nimble on her feet, and then she's got everything going for her.
And also taking on the long on fielder. Good change up of the length. Learns pretty quickly as well is Yashika Gowda. I've been told she's just 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, she's got one more year of under 15 from what I know. She had a good season last year. We were all very happy for her to be in the under 15 team because she missed out big time in the season prior to that.
She also bowls with a pace that the ball actually turns. Doesn't bowl with a lot of pace, doesn't actually go there and bowl it above, say, 75, 80 Ks. Just allows the ball to have its say after it lands. Good trade for the leggy. And Lavanya, she knows that the 6 of that over was good enough. And she's just trying to stay there in the middle. And how much of pressure that Ishika would be now running into, bowling to 2 great hitters. Apart from that 6, it's a very good over. 9 gone, 72 for 2. Like we were talking, the defending champions going through is a big boost for the Hubballi Tigers, and only Diksha is the lone wicket taker alongside with Shreya Mishra inflicting that run out. But yeah, Hubballi Tigers, where you really need to understand how important this match is for the Mysore Warriors, because they need the victory immediately. And I think the previous time Hubballi Tigers met the Mysore Warriors itself in the finals at Aluru.
That's correct. That match was actually in the way going towards the Mysore side, and then suddenly Priya Chauhan comes in from nowhere, gets 2, probably a Yorker and something like that, and then she's the player of the match in that particular match.
Tried an off cutter in the channel. Not happy, Lavanya. And also Alam. Just need to speak about her, how well she's bowled in tandem with Shreya Mishra.
Yes, I also must commend bowlers all round. We haven't really had that many balls going down the leg side as wides. And that's a good feature, because that's what happens at a more junior level. A lot of wides are sent down the leg. So good control from the bowlers overall, including Alam.
And I like her run-up. Proper rhythm, good control. Starts off in the same pace as she approaches the popping crease. And then that arc, she's got that arc, of the left arm, the non-bowling arm going towards the batter or towards the slips. You'll probably see that again. Yeah, see, same pace as she goes near the popping crease. And then, how important is that arc, isn't it? When you target that one, the non-bowling arm towards the slips.
Quite right. Also, it's a very classical action. She's very rhythmic, very smooth. She just runs in a little bit easy paced, and you think that, okay, she's just not a medium pacer, but she's got excellent rhythm. And she also watches that there is no, as you see, just ambling in and just jumping in ever so slight a jump and a good non-bowling arm, as my partner said.
Oh, again, Lavanya, time and again. Just has played some rash shots. She'll have to settle down. A couple of more deliveries. I think that drinks break. KB Pawan, everybody, the coach, will come out and have a word with her. A very classic bowling action, Alam, but rash shots from Lavanya.
Yeah, also you'd find probably she's bowling just a little within herself. She was full of injury about a year and a half ago, and she's got out of that very well. She's probably changed action a little bit just to ensure that she doesn't put too much pressure on her body. Although she's very classical, extremely side on, but beautiful rhythm.
Yeah. Straight to Sahana Pawar again. Good stop. Yeah, extremely rhythmic. That's exactly what we were talking about. And that gives Alam the advantage of bowling in that off-stump channel. And when you have that non-bowling arm going towards the slips, doesn't extend it too much, but then just that small little direction towards the slip cord in the left hand of hers. Not a run at all in this over. What a good over this has been. And will be a maiden over. Phenomenal from Alam. 10 overs, 72 for 2. And she'll be mighty delighted. That too against Lavanya Chalana. She's earned a maiden over. Brilliant. As the umpire will signal his watch, which will indicate the drinks break for us.
Back at the halfway mark after a comfortable drinks break. Contribution from Inchara, who looked extremely good against a run of play, a tame dismissal. After that dismissal, I think pluck back was the run rate with some smart bowling. In the com box along with me is Param. Param made no over in between. Certainly, the Mysore Warriors have pulled it back at the halfway mark.
Yeah, it looks pretty even Stevens at this point. The bowling card here, Deeksha, she's been very, very good. 2 overs, 7 runs, 1 wicket. Shreya Mishra, 2 overs, 17. She's also been quite good. Alam, 3 overs, 12. How impressive is she been? Sahana Pawar, 1 for 20. A tad bit expensive. And Yashika Gowda, 2 overs and 12 runs. And change in bowling from the Rahul Dravid end. Pooja Kumari will now bowl the 11th over.
So barring the 1 over where Sahana Pawar was not touched, she was expensive, conceding 20. That was the 5th over of the innings, where Inchara was totally in charge. And post that, the dismissal of Inchara has applied the brakes on the Blasters. Straight away, hint of turn operating around the wicket. Pooja Kumari, she's had a pretty decent tournament with the ball. Off spinners have had their moments in this tournament. We've seen quite a few of them, and one of them has been Pooja Kumari. Interesting battle this with Chandasi and Lavanya, who can go big. Walks across and tall fielder there. Misjudges it, and unfortunately for her, the ball trickles over. Chandasi will be more than happy. Kalyani motor boundary. Heart would have been in her mouth.
Yeah, short, and she flicks that. And she managed to get her fingertips onto that, does Shreya Mishra. But that does race away to the boundary.
The leading edge closes the face a touch early. In fact, it just went between the fingers. Disappointed would be Pooja. Always we talk about over number 11 after the break. These are the moments. Smart bowling. She's got a good field setup. Short square, short mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket and a long on. Bowling round the stumps, creating that angle, asking the batter to fetch it from outside the off.
It's been a bit of a hot topic of debate, this entire Maharani Trophy. The over after the drinks break. And we've seen a lot of wickets fall down.
No voting required for that. Unanimous selection, and meantime, driven hard down the ground. Lavanya finds the timing. Effort slightly disappointing at long off. Second Kalyani motor boundary.
Yeah, tad bit fuller and wide there from Pooja Kumari, and she had to reach for that, does Lavanya. And fielder at long off had no chance.
So would be disappointed, the skipper, with that effort, and she straight away puts herself in the hot seat. It was Yashika Gowda, the youngster, in the firing line there. Cotton ball. Bowler can't blame anybody but herself. Was there, comfortable height, hit back at her. Pooja Kumari grassing it. Twice lucky in this over, Chandasi.
Yeah, Lavanya, the batter there, tries to slog that, hits it straight over the bowler's head. She manages to get her fingertips, but an opportunity there.
Carter will not beat the fielder there. Dot ball to finish Pooja in a first over. 10 of it. 11 done. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 82 for the loss of 2 wickets. The 11th over, always anxious moments for the batting side, and also the com box is buzzing, looking at activity. You said topic for debate. No debate on that. 90% of the times we've seen a wicket fall. It could be somebody skying, getting out, a soft dismissal. In fact, we saw a run out of the last ball of the 11th over in one of the games. So interesting 11 overs after the break, and change from the Anil Kumble end, and we see Sahana Pawar, who was quite expensive in the first, coming back. Can she come into her own now? She's up against two good strikers. Tosses it up nicely. Very important phase in the game. Certainly the Blasters know that anything less than 170 on this pitch would not be that easy to defend. And both the batters inside are set now. They know the task they have on hand. Both the batters on 16 each, and they've consumed 20 balls less than run a ball. Certainly one of them has to get a move on here. Both of them cannot occupy the crease, play, run a ball, and expect the team score to get to somewhere close to 170.
Yeah, Chandasi 16 of 21, Lavanya 16 of 20. They will have to change gears here, try and get a move on, keep that scoreboard ticking, rotate that strike, maybe get that odd ball for a boundary.
Nice to see they're going neck to neck, not only in the score but per se in terms of the balls they've played. Certainly the Warriors would be pretty happy as of now. Boundaries not being conceded in this over, though they had two after last over, but relatively would be happy. And they know the capability both these batters possess. Just a matter of one good over, couple of big hits that can just turn the tide around. Smart fielding, and in fact we've seen speeds increase in this over from Sahana Pawar. She's not been giving that much of air to the ball and just trying to dart it in, keeping it out of the hitting zone of the batters. Anything in the zone, she knows what these batters can do. Tossed up, this time goes big. No timing. This keeper pounces it on comfortably. One bounce. Good comeback from Sahana Pawar. Just the 3 singles of this over.
Yeah, good over this from Sahana Pawar. Come back quite strong. Will be very crucial for her to finish strong.
Appeal off the pad. Dot ball to finish. Excellent comeback from Sahana Pawar. Just 3 conceded in that over. 12 done. 85 for the loss of 2 wickets of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. There would have been conversations that would have taken place in the hydration break time, and certainly the message would have gone out. But the intent was on in the first over after the break, but looking a touch rusty, both of them. The intent is not on for them to find those boundaries. It's very important for one of them to step up the gas. 22 and 23 balls each, and they're batting on 17, striking at 80-85 in this format. Certainly is not acceptable, because we've seen batters strike at 155, 180. Vrunda Dinesh today was at 300, 275 in the end. Unbelievable batting. That was a master class. It wasn't basically about power hitting, but the choice of shots, the clarity of thought in her mind. Selection was the key, and most of it in front of the wicket. Shishira Gowda comes into the attack. Straight away, nicks her off. What an inspirational bowling change. Shishira Gowda comes, the girl with the golden arm. And Lavanya, straight away we were talking about the batters being a touch rusty. Nicks one off, and the keeper gleefully accepts that.
Yeah, slightly coming back in and finds the edge there. Shishira Gowda straight away comes into the attack and gets the wicket of Lavanya, the danger woman.
Back and back, she didn't try to get in the line of the ball. She just backed off the stumps in the bargain, nicking it off straight away. Ball one with a wicket. 85 for the loss of 3 are the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. That brings in another pocket dynamo. Mithila Vinod. No one will ever forget that 17 ball 49 not out. Certainly that was an innings that turned the game on its head. That was against the finalists who are sitting on top there. The skipper who's taken the bus, most likely she might have reached home. Information coming in from my good friend young Param. Mithila Vinod also is more worried about her having a lunch. I think she would have gone in for an early night for a dinner. Shishira Gowda coming in and as we say, wicket taking bowler, and what a tournament she's had. Strong striker of the ball, bats left hand, and that elegance, and she also possesses the power. Doesn't look that big, but when she decides to hit, she hits the long ball really well.
And what was interesting about that wicket of Lavanya is that she tried to open the face of the bat, looking to play towards that third man region. And, single here. Yeah, she was trying to open the face of the bat, play towards that short third region, fielder standing inside the 25-yard circle, but finds the edge and has to walk back.
Many a time we talk about a percentage cricket. Such shots, the dab down for a single, when your short third fielder is almost right in a deep first slip position. So where are you going to get that gap? So the undoing, trying to, look for something that was non-existent. And floats that one up this time around. Thick outside edge, races away to the deep third for a Kalyani motor boundary. Mithila starts off in style.
Yeah, fuller and wide on this occasion from Shishira Gowda. Just opens the face of that bat and beautifully places that for a boundary.
It was there for the taking. A huge gap between short third and backward point. Certainly lines are going to be very important. The ball has got that bit older. Not much pace on offer. Straight away we see the 45 on the leg moving across to short third. It's just a closed gap there. A deep first slip on the circle, a deep gully and a backward point. This is the field set. There's no other way I can look at describing this field. An extra cover mid-off inside the circle and a sweeper cover right in front actually. It's not even there for the cut shot. And all the three boundary riders on the leg side. Deep square, a deep mid-wicket and a long on. Mind you, the gap between deep mid-wicket and long on is massive. I think there's about 2.5 acres of land available there.
Yeah, a lot of real estate on the leg side. Not only gives them an opportunity for boundaries, but also take those ones and twos.
The investment was looked at the other direction. Finishes off well. 6 over first over with a wicket, Shishira Gowda. 91 for 3 are the Bengaluru Blasters at the end of 13. She's rung the changes well. The skipper gets on a leg spinner who typically can be a wicket-taking bowler, and somebody like Mithila who has a penchant to go for the big shots, targeting the onside and down the ground. It'll be an interesting battle now. And it's been a bit of a struggle actually for Chandasi. She walked in the first over at the fall of that unfortunate dismissal of Rakshita rather, of that run out. But she's never hit the straps and never looked in the sort of form. It's been a bit of a struggle for her throughout this innings. All the more important, the Blasters would look up her to continue, not throw it away at this point in time, having consumed 25 valuable balls. Tossed up well this time around. Subtle appeal, just an inquiry.
Yeah, Chandasi will look to try and score big here. She's had somewhat of a mild tournament so far. Be very crucial for her to try and turn that around tonight.
Steps out, the intent was good. Good to see Mithila trying to get that momentum by stepping out and taking Yashika on. She's been pretty slow through the air. And one more thing is she almost delivers just about 1.5 feet behind the popping crease. You're not allowing the batter to get under the ball. That's something when she gets revs on the ball. We can see the ball dip on, and a couple of occasions she's got those wickets. Just caught a short extra cover or trying to skew the ball and getting caught inside the circle there. That's something she's used as a tactic, or she's worked on it consciously, is something we need to know. Shot, the pull was on, but the skipper moves across quickly as the days go by. I think she's a young girl, I think must be 14, still eligible to play under 15. A long way to go for her, and it looks like a real bright career for her. Leg spinners always, I mention, I use the word gold dust in this format of the game. She's somebody who's proved that time and again. Pushes that in front of her hand. Excellent stop at short point by Sahana Pawar. Ends the over with the dot ball. 14 done. The Blasters 95 for the loss of 3. Some very important awards to be decided for the final, after the final, especially the emerging player. Now, somebody like Yashika would be a front runner.
Absolutely. Yashika from the Mysore Warriors, Inchara from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, who's been absolutely outstanding this tournament.
Sheetal Santosh is one, and also young Kushi. A lot of contenders. It all boils down to who gets to the finals, who's had a better run, the more number of games. In fact, Sheetal Santosh is somebody whom I have personally been disappointed with the sort of hype that was built around her, but still a young kid, just 15-year-old, and it's a stage where she's learnt a lot. And obviously, the experience in this tournament would do her a world of good, and the talent is there on site for us, and a happy headache, actually, I would say, for the Karnataka selectors, especially in terms of the batting strength. We've seen some phenomenal performances. The areas where certainly they would like to dig deep is the faster bowling resources. Ample spinners we've seen on, a picture here. The leg spinners, the off spinners, and the left arm spinners. The only area of concern has been the fast bowling department. Driven hard. Excellent fielding at the sweeper cover. Covers good ground. Good piece of running. Turns quickly for the second, Mithila.
Yeah, the selectors will have something called the problem of plenty when it comes to the batters. Spoiled for choice. We've seen some outstanding batting on display this tournament. Even the fielding department has been very, very impressive.
So when I talk about fast bowling, it's just not something here, even at the top. But the Indian team, they are a bit down on the resources for the faster bowling. The result which we did see in the recently concluded T20 Women's World Cup in England, where India just couldn't qualify to the semi-finals because they lacked in one particular department, that was the fast bowling. Also at the top there will be openings wherein the middle order power hitting will come into picture, and somebody like a Mithila Vinod, a Lavanya, or a Roshni Kiran, these would be somebody who would be looked at closely, especially come this Women Premier League. Floated up, driven well. Can't find the gap. They're plugging those gaps and the boundaries are drying up. Certainly the pressure is building for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. With that single, the 100 comes up for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, last delivery of the 15th. Shishira Gowda, she looks very, very good. 1 of 11 in her 11 deliveries. She'll look to finish strong here. Yeah, they'll have to motor on from here, the Bengaluru Blasters.
Tries something different, walks across, tries to scoop, but can't find anything. Dot ball to finish. 11 off for 2 overs, Shishira Gowda with a wicket. At the end of 15, 100 for the loss of 3 are the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Thank you, Srinath and Param. They walked out for the much-deserved dinner. But Mithila Vinod steps down, inside edge only, but Yashika Gowda, what a good prodigy she's been. 14 years old and top contender for the emerging player of the award winner.
Yeah, it's very heartening to see Yashika step up to the plate, trying her best to deliver as best as possible in the faith that management has put in her.
Doesn't time it really well. And also what she's got in her kitty that has been very lethal is not using the entire popping crease. And for a leggy, you get that extra length, you get that extra distance for the ball to reach the batter. And that becomes much more tougher for the batter to time shots. They will come back for the second run. Good running between the wickets.
True, yeah. As a batter, you probably get into some sort of a muddle. Why is the ball not coming on to me? And you mistime your shots that way. Projected score showing around 135, I thought, but I really think 155 is on. What with Mithila, chance here, not to forget Karnika there, and Pratyusha, we haven't seen her yet, right? So a little beyond, and I think I'll put my money on the Bengaluru Blasters at this stage.
A good timing, over long on, and 6. Wonderful effort from Shubha Satish, but that was nailed away from Mithila Vinod. Another cycle pure agarbatti maximum.
But I feel a little for the youngster Yashika, just marginally short. In Mithila, she really likes to rock onto her back foot, and she can hit to most parts of the ground on the back foot. She's very strong there, much experience, easily put away there, clearing the boundary by about 10 yards.
And she deliberately wanted to put that away from Shubha Satish, isn't it? She's a very good catcher. Oh, inside edge. Was that another small opportunity? Very tough for Sheetal Santosh. But if those stick on, then you don't need the Spider-Man webs. Brilliant shot. Over extra cover. Couple of bounces into the boundary rope. Chandasi just blasts that one with all power. 16 gone. 115 for 3. Another Kalyani Motors boundary.
You're just launching into that chance. She knew she's very nimble on her feet. Look at the way she adjusts, and she knew exactly where to hit it. No fielder anywhere around that boundary.
16 overs, 115. They'll be really happy. They would have been a touch disappointed where Lavanya Chalana could not get a move on. But Yashika Gowda, good spell though. 4 overs, 31 without a wicket today. But it is tough to pick her. But those two deliveries of her last over, one completely short, and then the overcompensation of bowling it fuller. And Mithila Vinod and Chandasi, both of them reading the bowler's mind really well. I mean, you speak of youngsters, when you speak of Yashika Gowda kind of players, teenagers, how important it is to have that mindset, psychological advantage over the opponent, especially if you're a bowler.
Yeah, you've got to, and that's where your senior teammates rally around you. First thing is the captain pushes the ball to you. That itself is a sign of confidence. I have confidence and faith in you. So you, as long as you bowl to your plans, don't overdo anything, don't overcompensate, I think you'll do fine as a youngster.
And that's why it becomes much more important as Disha comes along for the captain to be fielding at mid-on or mid-off. And every time we've seen Shubha Satish field at long on or long off, much more farther away from the bowler. How is the information being given across to youngsters? That's something that we haven't spoken about. Straight to Shubha. Important for her because she's a very experienced campaigner. She should be guiding Diksha or Yashika Gowda, saying, okay, what should be the next ball? What is the batter thinking? Especially when you had that 6 over long on, the overcompensation of the fuller length delivery. If Shubha was fielding inside mid-on, mid-off, would have actually put that message across.
But actually, to be fair, there are some experienced players around. Shishira, like we said, actually does a bit of the leadership herself. And we also got Pooja pretty close to the bowler. So probably messages being relayed out through these senior players.
Down the ground. Has Shubha Satish picked that one? Yes, she has. Initially, she was under the lights, could not see the ball, but then, what good transformation. Very good catch. Mithila Vinod finding the best fielder of the Mysore Warriors at long on, and Diksha strikes again.
Indeed, Diksha strikes again. Just as we talk about the immense power Mithila gathers in a back foot play, you watch this one, you'd really back her to clear that boundary easily. A little bit of a flip from the bowler, perhaps, and maybe Mithila didn't quite judge exactly what to do against how to deliver a shot to that. Just a little overconfident, perhaps, almost to clear the boundary, but not to be.
Yeah, earlier on, just before the ball, when it was in the air, we saw Shubha Satish just complain that she was not able to see the ball. But what a good transformation. What a good correction that she got hold of that one. As Pratyusha Chaluru walks in at number 6.
Yeah, Pratyusha can provide the fillip. However, you see, Naveen, on these fielders who field deep, you've seen the trend. Virat Kohli as a skipper tends to field there also.
Good point. Oh, run out. Opportunity has been sent back. Chandasi wanted that single.
I must say there's a second opportunity that Mysore had to run out Chandasi. She's got to be a little careful there as you watch this dismissal. Just not able to clear the fielder. Shubha taking an easy catch, just securing it by going on her haunches.
The moment she caught the ball, you see what she said. In the air and gone. Pratyusha doesn't disturb the scorers. And she's been held out at short covers. Well. Honnu Diksha. She is providing the much needed bowling attack for the Mysore Warriors. Third wicket for her.
Yeah, Diksha, Hanushi Diksha, the original Mysore girl, coming to the aid of a city, just straight away. I think Pratyusha was in two minds what to do. She's in a very innovative state of mind, Pratyusha, so just deliberating what, finally deciding to just throw it for long, the kitchen sink at the ball, but turning slightly in her hand, and today is not to be her day. Let's see what Karnika can dish out to help two very capable batters out there. Let's see if they can take this team along to what I predict would be a 155 score.
17 gone, 117 for 5. Will be disappointed. Pratyusha Chaluru, the skipper of Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, that she did not contribute with the bat. She pushed herself up the order. She came in at number 6 and then had to play that wrong shot and perish. Because we generally see Kanika Karthik come up the order. But Mysore Warriors, they have picked up wickets at perfect intervals. And remember, in the league stages, Mysore Warriors have actually won against the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. It's a revenge match for them. If they win this, they go to the finals on August 1st. And it'll be a sort of a revenge match there as well. Because Hubballi Tigers and Mysore Warriors 2025, those were the finalists.
You talk about the ball and the bat being thrown to youngsters to deliver, giving them the opportunity. Karnika's had such opportunities, and she's also caught the eyeballs of many. Here's a chance for her to finish well, finish this innings well. She's almost taken the team over the line earlier. Let's see if she can dish out a cameo here to put the team up.
Oh, much needed cameo. Say 10 ball 30, straight to short square. Sahana Pawar, after that first over debacle, has come back really well for the next 2 overs.
Yeah, she's using loads of her experience to know exactly what to do.
Top edge, chance at short square leg and taken. Brilliant catch. The ball was up in the air for a very, very long time. Had to keep her eyes on the ball. And there was Shreya Mishra also trying to come across, but a very, very good catch. Kanika Karthik also dismissed without troubling the scorers.
Yeah, Zoya Kazi, a very reliable hand, very reliable in the field as Karnika. Just let's take a look. She tries to just give a little elevation. Thinks she can clear the fielder just at backward square, but Zoya just completely securing that catch. You'd trust her backer any day to take that.
Idea was right from Kanika Karthik to go over square leg because there was a fine leg in the ring. Shot backward of square in the ring, but doesn't time it. Well, as and when the wicket falls, the projected from the commentary box also drops down. 118 for 6 now. I think Mysore Warriors will be loving this, especially from Hunu Diksha.
So in has walked Kavya BR. Kavya has played for senior women 2 seasons ago, so she's known more for her bowling abilities. She's drafted in as a catchment player, so you didn't see her in the auction. It's good. It's a good thing that the coaches and the team manager are keeping aware of who's around, who to pick for like for like. So nice to see Kavya here. She's known to produce some useful runs towards the end.
Wants to get off the mark. Chance at the bowler's end. Doesn't throw it. But want to know your views in terms of the impact player in the women's edition.
That would make things very exciting. I think we're just going one step at a time. We might have that coming up soon next year. Who knows?
Has to. I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of that impact player rule because it just takes off a little impact from the all-rounders. But nevertheless, that keeps the audience entertained, and that's what we are here for. That's what we need to deliver. And just imagine if Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters had that impact player coming in as a batter now. They would have loved to have that rule. But yeah, innovations are the permanent changes. 18 gone, 118 for 6. And if you look at that wickets, first one was a very unlucky one. Rachita had to go back. And then Inchara held out at that short covers. And then Lavanya inside edge. That's jubilation from Shishira Gowda. So important that wicket is. And then this catch from Shubha Satish, perfect. And that's why she's fielding at long on, long off. And then Pratyusha Chaluru held out at short covers. And this one was a big one again. Kanika Karthik. So, all the big hitters have been back in the dugout. I want to hypothetically talk about the impact player rule.
Yeah, it would be useful to have that. But yes, we are eating into the tail of the Bangalore Blasters now. I just hope for her sake and the team's sake that Chandrasi doesn't put herself in a position where she was going to run out. We almost had another run out, just the non-strikers, and she's backing up very well, but the fielder failed to throw the ball in.
But let me remind you, I'm sure you would have also seen the Maharani Trophy that happened. More often than not, say, I think 7.5 times out of 10, the impact player did not make any impact in terms of scoring runs or picking up wickets. Yeah, that is a good ploy to have. That is more needed. We'll see if the think tank of the Maharani Trophy wants to include that one in the next edition. Complete entertainment for sure if that rule comes in. Diksha, what a spell. Firmly holds on to that purple cap again. 3 wickets here. Tries to walk across. Times it really well. Beats the fielder at short fine. And much needed boundary here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. That'll ease a lot of pressure.
A good thing for Chansey to be playing the stroke. She's trying to innovate a bit. She's not able to get too much through the line of the ball, trying to clear the fielders who are there. So this is a good ploy to get some boundaries and push over the 150 mark.
That's a very rare shot that was being played against Diksha, because today no batters have tried to take her on. Been amazing with her lengths. Shifts to around the stumps. Misfield. Those needs to be stopped. Couple of runs, unnecessary runs here being taken. Should have really stopped that one. I guess that's Pooja Kumari out there. I think Kusuma. Yeah, Kusuma Gowda.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate one. Such a thing upsets the momentum just as the pressure is being put on by the Mysore Warriors and the Bangalore Blasters.
In fact, that is Yashika Gowda. Yeah. Youngster feeling the pressure. Straight to short turn. Has to hurry. She took a little time, Sheetal Santosh, to dislodge the bails. And the batter makes it. Should have been a little more quicker. The throw was right above the stumps. Not perfectly well, but Kavya, she was in all sorts of trouble. Hey, you see. She took a lot of time. She took a lot of time.
At least Kavya demonstrating a good technique of getting really low as she runs the bat through, and that saw her home.
Good stop. Very good stop. She appeals. But I guess... the umpire wants to check this. Good fielding from Diksha. The first instance actually thought as if the batter had made it safe. Well, Chandasi, it's going to be a big, big wicket if Diksha has grabbed this one. What a spell though. 18 runs and 3 wickets, but this has been referred.
Yes, this may see in the fourth instance that Chansi has been in some trouble with a run out. It looked like she was going to get run out or had a close shave. So we'll see how this one works out.
She looks confident, is Diksha. Where's the bat? Where's the bat? Where's the bat? Chandasi, I think she's in trouble. I think she's in big, big trouble. Well, well, well. What a welcome breakthrough here for the Mysore Warriors. The set batter, Chandasi, in all sorts of trouble. Of course, the TV umpire will take the final call, but what amazing bit of fielding. What presence of mind. That one was going towards her correct side, the right side, but she had to fall over, turn across, hit the stumps. Did all of that right, and good there from the umpire that he referred to that one, thinking that it was close. And just imagine now at this juncture, if Chandasi walks back, Mysore Warriors will be happy to chase under 150. The TV umpire takes his time, watches it from another angle. Has the bail been dislodged? That's what the question will be now. Because, oh yes, it's out of one groove. Yeah, probably thinking in terms of where the batter is, that's not a problem. But has the bail been dislodged? One groove, bail has been dislodged. So what does the television umpire say? It is his call. It is his arena. What do you think?
That's a tough one for me. So I got it wrong earlier. But yes, this is just what I feared for the sake of the Bengaluru Blasters. Wish she would be a little more careful. I think she's got the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah, not out.
But
I think the umpire's gone with the bails not completely dislodged. Maybe that's the rule that will come along. One groove up. Yeah. Maybe. Benefit of the doubt, like you mentioned. Like I said, it is his arena, it is his den. And we accept whatever the television umpire tells us.
So a little bit of caution from Chansi, I hope. As you see this, just knocking it back. And Chansi just about making her ground. Chansi preferring to just play from outside the fourth stump, fifth stump. In such a position, you're not likely to be LBW. You will not be LBW, of course. As long as you're sure the ball's not going to hit your stumps, you're quite safe when you play from that new stance.
Yeah, confirmation also coming in from the TV umpire and the match referee Mihira Chogule, who watches with eagle eyes of all the proceedings. That run out, the benefit of the bail just dislodging from one groove. That was a problem. Should have completely get dislodged. Wow. That's why I always carry this MCC rule book like the Bhagavad Gita, Bible and Quran of cricket for me. Reverse. Goes over the top. And one bounce. Boundary towards deep backward of point. Fabulous timing there from Chandasi. That boundary was a much needed one in the last over.
So Chansi going for the reverse sweep. Using all the tricks in her armory for a boundary. Yeah, I think coming back to that bail dislodging, so in technical terms, it's the spigot which rests on the, is taken off on one end but not taken off on the other end, and that's where the umpire has the benefit of doubt to give to the batter.
Stops that one, Sahana, because she knew Chandasi will be jumping outside off stump. What a good decision. What a good decision. To the naked eye, you think, okay, batter is shot, fielder's done well and everything, but then this is really well timed towards deep square leg. Boundary number 2 of the last over. Chandasi getting a move on.
Chansey recognizing her strengths, knowing that she has to play within certain limitations. Just moving to that 6-stump area further beyond. She can't be LBW there, remember. As long as you make contact, you've got a lot of room to swing.
And also she's picked a spot, because shot square is inside the ring, shot fine is inside the ring. Earlier on we saw the reverse that was pulled out perfectly well. Where is she going to go now? Goes the reverse, but doesn't time it. Should have just played it with placement than power.
A lot of time, 20 more overs to go, but I would put my money a little bit more on the Mysore Warriors. I'll stick with my theory of the 155. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, you won the finals of the 2025 to repeat, I'm sure. Yeah, I know that. Why you're rooting for that one. Nicely struck towards the deep. She will have to come back to the second run. Good running. Is that an overthrow? Yes, there will be. They will take advantage of that one as well. 3 runs of the last ball. Should have been only 1. So 20 overs gone, 140 for 6. And I would say this is a very comfortable, chaseable total. If you really look at the batting order of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, Mysore Warriors have done pretty good.
Yeah, it's same old cliche, barring early wickets. I think this is target quite easily comfortable by to chase by Mysore Warriors. They'll be kicking themselves if they can't do it. This is their chance to again set up a repeat final with the Hubli Warriors. Their batters Shubha, Shishira and a few others to follow, include Yashika. When she delivers well also. So look at the batting card here. Inchara was explosive with a 41. Chansey with 47. Just played sheet anchor. A contribution from Vitala Vinod, much more expected from her, with Lavanya Chalana 17, and she could have done a little bit more. Finally, the Bengaluru Blasters finished on 140 for 6. Would have wanted more, but they were unfortunate to lose wickets earlier. Diksha here. Diksha J starting, opened the bowling with a good economy there, and with her 3 wickets shifted the tide definitely. Shishira Gowda came in, bowled a remarkable first ball, which got an important batter, the Lavanya, and she starred among the bowlers. All the other bowlers, Yashika Gowda also came to the party. Touch over the line, but that's fine for youngster. Alam delivered also.
Yeah, what happened there, the first innings, is some great shots to begin with. And that's the first run out. Shreya Mishra being completely lucky. And then some nice bit of fielding like we saw. But then the boundaries kept on coming, because it was all Inchara trying to take on the bowlers. 41 of just 25 deliveries. She was batting really well over extra cover, and Chandasi joined her. Good partnership between Inchara and Chandasi. And then Inchara had to perish for a very good catch again. And then it was a couple of wickets back to back that Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters did not want to lose. This was Lavanya Chalana, inside edge, gone. And more important that they do come out with a lot of confidence, with such confidence as well as their fielding is. Good catch from Shubha Satish at long on, and then Pratyusha Chaluru did not disturb the scorers, had to go back, and then Kanika Karthik, she also just got held out there at Zoya Imtiaz. This was the last over where Chandasi took a toll and completed that 140 run mark. So to reach the finals, Mysore Warriors need 141. Will they be able to get there, or will the Bengaluru Blasters defend this one? We'll find out soon. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Chansi Krishnamurthy, 47 of 41, standout innings from her, 6 boundaries, and she also scored at almost 115 is the strike rate, and that's the reason why Mysore Warriors have propelled themselves to 140. Now the contributions expected a lot from Kanika Karthik and Mithila Vinod, but that's a problem because she was fighting a lone battle is what I reckon. I am Navin Shori, alongside with me is Param. Param, she needed support. Yeah, Chansi.
Yeah, good evening, Naveen. And that's the bowling card there. Deeksha, what an absolutely outstanding performance. 4 overs, 3 for 18. Shreya Mishra, she was quite economical early on, but in that second over gave away a couple of boundaries. Alam, 3 for 12 in 3 overs 12. Sahana Pawar, 4 overs 37, 1 wickets. She was a tad bit expensive today. Yashika Gowda, 4 overs 31. And Shishira Gowda, 2 overs 11 runs and 1 wicket. Yeah, the Mysore Warriors will be a little happy here with how the first innings went. 140 posted by the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Mysore Warriors would take that with open arms and say, yeah, challenge accepted. We are coming back for that final spot.
Hubballi Tigers will be watching this match with keen eyes. There's Shubha Satish and Sheetal Santosh, 2 strong openers. Top of the order for the Mysore Warriors will walk out. They've got a task cut out. They need to have a steady start. If not a blazing start, they'll need to have a very, very steady start so that they don't lose wickets in the power play, and then the chase will be on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very, very key for the openers for the Mysore Warriors to stick it on, play till the end. Here's the look at the points table. Hubballi Tigers sitting pretty with 8 points. They've qualified for the finals that will be played on the 1st of August at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. The Mysore Warriors, their net relative run rate minus 0.1. And the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters positive 0.35. So very, very crucial, the victory here for them, and they will be qualifying for that final.
Yeah, winner takes it all for the second place in the finals. Very important, as the second finalists will be decided in the next, say, 20 overs or 140 runs. What do you think?
Yeah, Shubha is going to be very, very key in that chase. The experienced campaigner, she's been the most consistent batter for the Mysore Warriors. She scored a century a couple of nights ago and a few 50s in that kitty. She's been very, very good this tournament, hasn't she?
She's been amazing. And the support that she also gets from Sheetal Santosh is also worth mentioning, because you need to keep rotating strikes. You need to keep giving the captain that all the more important strike, and Sheetal Santosh has done phenomenally well in terms of doing that one, as Kanika Karthik will be opening the attack for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, how impressive has she been, Karnika Karthik, for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. She's gotten about 7 wickets in her kitty this entire tournament. And we know what she's capable of, her potential. We've seen throughout the tournament. We're talking about fast bowlers in the first innings that they've not been, in terms of the wickets, they've not been in the mix, but Karnika Karthik right up there.
And she's got that attacking field. She's got shot third, shot back out of point, covers mid-off, everybody on that ring of fielders outside the off stump. And she's also got that sweeper cover. And she's opening the attack from round the stumps as well. So try and attack the middle and off. Right, first ball. Good line. Very good line to begin with. Because Shubha Satish, she does not need a second invitation to go against from wrong length or wrong line.
She needs no invitation. The experienced campaigner, senior player here for the Mysore Warriors. She's played senior cricket for Karnataka. Very, very important for her to stick it on.
And also, they're having that watchful eyes. That's very important, because not go bang bang from the word go. She's just trying to get the nerves settled down. She's just trying to read and assess the situation, because it's not a big run rate that they'll have to go ahead and chase this one, because anywhere close to 7 or 8 runs and over, they'll be really comfortable and cruising along to chase down 140. Opens the face at the last minute. Slight misfield there from that short third fielder Lavanya Chalana, but still doesn't cost anything. She's looked a little out of sorts today, Lavanya Chalana. Even when she was batting, she did not get a move on. 5 deliveries and she was not getting off the mark.
Yeah, she's playing a runner ball. Yeah, maybe struggling a little bit with that shoulder that we mentioned earlier.
A heavily strapped shoulder, good length. Very good length from Kanika Karthik. This is good beginning. All 4 deliveries have been at different lengths. First good length, and then back of the length, and now fuller. So yeah, she's asking Shubha to keep guessing.
Yeah, the first time these two teams played against each other in this tournament, the Mysore Warriors posted 125 and defended that against the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, restricting them to 115.
Should be a wide delivery.
Yeah, that first game, what a close game that was. The first time these two teams met in this tournament. So anything's possible at this point. 140. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters defending this total. Be very key for them to try and restrict them to a very, very low score here.
Yeah, Mysore Warriors defended that total, isn't it? He's just trying to float the ball up, completely missing the control over the delivery. But yeah, very important to also mention that Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters have not won against the Mysore Warriors yet in this tournament.
Yeah, they'll be looking to take that revenge tonight. Yeah, Kanika Karthik, we saw first 4 deliveries, different areas that she's bowled at, and that's been smashed over the bowler. Safest place to hit it is straight over the bowler's head, and Shubha Satish gets off the mark with another Kalyani Motors boundary.
4 pressurous dot balls, 1 in the slot, gets under it beautifully well, and also places that one towards that vacant region of long on. A nice swing of the blade as well to get that boundary towards that long on region. Pressure let off. Cramps her for room, but nicely nudged down. And we'll have to wait for the umpire's signal. Was that off the bat? I probably think so. Yeah. First over gone, 7 for no loss.
Yeah, Ritu Gowda now into the attack from the Anil Kumble end. Very interesting here that Pratyusha has gone for Ritu Gowda so soon in the power play. Normally you would see a Namita D'Souza come into bowl, but the captain has entrusted her to bowl in this power play.
I would have wanted Pratyusha herself to come on in against Shubha Satish, but a different ploy. Let's see what Ritu can offer, because Pratyusha standing there at slips. She wants another fielder at that short third. Scrambles across. There we see in the screen. That's deep back. In fact, that shot back out of point. Not the third fielder. So I think Ritu is going to turn the ball away from Shubha. Shot. The ball was not at all in the right area. And Shubha Satish unleashes her bottom hand power over square leg for a big 6. Cycle Pure Agarbatti maximum here.
Yeah, short and down the leg on this occasion from Ritu Gowda, and she's not going to miss out on those opportunities. A lot of real estate on the leg side for Shubha Satish to score as many runs as she can, and times that to perfection for a maximum.
And how important was that first delivery to begin well. because we've got so many options there. In terms of Namita D'Souza, also Mithila Vinod, maybe another option, or even Pratyusha Chaluru. Anybody could have come on in, but Pratyusha has gone to Ritu Gowda. Not a right start. But yeah, she's got 4 more deliveries to have a good comeback. Again, 2 deliveries straight to the fielders. The ring of fielders on the offside.
I think Pratyusha is pretty clear with her intent, strategy there. She knows that Shubha's wicket is the most key wicket in that batting lineup, which is why they maybe have opted for Ritu Gowda to come into this power play.
Yeah, good thinking there from Pratyusha to get that wicket. And also against the left-hander, the off-spinner will be handy, will be crucial. Apart from that first ball, it's been nice for the next 3 deliveries from Ritu Gowda. Oh, in the air and dropped at that short square leg. That's a big, costly miss. You will not get more opportunities than this one. It is a very simple, straightforward catch that has been put down.
Yeah, a tinge fuller there from Ritu, and swept, and Kavya, the fielder there at square leg, she puts that one down. And how costly will that be for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters?
We saw what happened in the afternoon. Rameshwari Gaikwad dropping Vrinda Dinesh off her own bowling, and Vrinda took the game away. Similar hitting power from Shubha Satish as well. So yeah, it's a costly drop. Sheetal gets to play her first delivery. A costly miss, and that's 6 in that over from Ritu Gowda. 2 gone, 14 for no loss. What a major opportunity being put down. Kavya be really kicking herself on that one, because it was Subhash Satish.
Yeah, important wicket there, Shubha Satish. And put down. She was batting at 11. And yeah, she'll have to be a little careful, Shubha Satish, from here on out. They're chasing a target of 141. Every ball counts from here.
Kanika Karthik driven, but straight to that deep cover fielder. Also, that got some good shape from the time that was released out of the hand for Kanika Karthik.
Yeah, nice movement there, moving away from the left-hander, and slightly uppish from Shubha Satish. She's got protection in the deep. She's got boundary rider at deep mid-wicket for Sheetal Santosh. And she's got a fielder at deep point.
And that fielder moves to deep backward of point now. Yeah, because the angle for Sheetal Santosh will be outside off. So much needed small change in the field. Yeah, it's been a cautious 2 overs. Slapped away once again, put down at point this time. 2 catches, and this one was the tougher one, but still it's the final spot that you're fighting for. These had to be taken.
Yeah, fuller there and slightly wide, and uppish shot there from Sheetal Santosh, and the fielder at point, Pratyusha. I beg your pardon, Inchara puts that down and will race away to the boundary.
She's not happy with herself. Both the openers getting a life each, the 2 in the same over. Unbelievable what happened there to Kavya and Inchara.
Yeah, how costly can this be? A couple of drop chances here in the power play, especially with batters like Shubha Satish and Sheetal Santosh. Very, very important here that they try and pick those out of the air.
Good delivery. Very good ball. Oh, she's limping. She's limping. Kanika Karthik, that does not look good. Probably carrying a niggle. Yeah, there you go. Perfect length. And this was the catch. Oh, I think she was ready for receiving the ball. And then the ball just kept traveling. It just went over her head.
Yeah, straightforward chance put down there.
She's getting some good shape. This is nice under lights from Kanika Karthik.
Yeah, she's still limping. She looks like she's struggling there. Hope it's not her ankle. And because if Kanika Karthik is not able to continue and bowl, it's going to be a bit of a dent in that bowling attack for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
2 chances going down in consecutive overs. That's played uppishly towards that deep covers region. Boundary. Sheetal Santosh gets a first one. Wonderful shot to get to that Kalyani Motors boundary. 3 overs gone, 23 for no loss. And when you have drop chances, that second boundary from Sheetal Santosh actually suggests that they are here to capitalize on anything that's let loose by the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, they have to capitalize on that, any drop chances, and they will see that as a second life for the Mysore Warriors. Ritu Gowda back into the attack, bowling her second. And yeah, she's going to have to be very, very key here for the Bengaluru Blasters, given 7 of her first over.
And I think there'll be a held up in play because Kanika Karthik has kind of gone down. We mentioned that she was limping and she's been substituted out. There's another substitute fielder who's come on in. And Ritu Gowda wants that fielder to come inside the ring instead of deep covers. That is not good news. We'll try and show that one if possible. But Kanika Karthik, what a good bowler that she is. And if she goes down with a little injury, that's problems for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, Nandini Chauhan, the substitute fielder, coming in place of Kanika Karthik. Yeah, I hope she's not done too much damage there.
Yeah, and here as well, another fielder. Well, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters suddenly find themselves in a spot of injury bother. And was driven straight, and I think she got an extra bounce, and that hit her on the chin. Oh, that'll be painful.
Yeah, Ananya Hegde there on that occasion. Yeah, just bounced a little extra. She tried to collect that, and in that motion has hit her on the chin.
Yeah, extra bounce. That'll be hurting. That'll be really hurting for Ananya Hegde. She also is suggesting to the physio that her ears are kind of blocked. Yeah, there you go. She's just trying to open up the eardrum. Sip of water would help. And also the magic spray. Very important.
Yeah, the Bengaluru Blasters in a bit of a bother here. Kanika Karthik is getting some treatment on the outside. And Ananya Hegde just moments ago has injured her chin, but she looks fine. And yeah, Ritu Gowda coming back.
Yeah, look at that points table as well, isn't it? Clear confirmation that the Hubballi Tigers are sitting pretty on August 1st. Outside edge. Straight to Lavanya Chalana, shot third. She had everything right about that shot, Shubha Satish. Just that she played that shot a little late than earlier.
Yeah, dot balls. This is key for Bengaluru. Create some pressure onto the Mysore Warriors. And dot balls, they might try and do something unorthodox.
Has just been stopped at point. Good stop. Again, Ananya Hegde. The ball is finding her wherever she is. It's a good stop. Definitely saved a boundary for her team.
Yeah, what a warrior she's been for the Bengaluru Blasters. Absolutely outstanding with the ball and in the field as well.
Again, that ring of fielders on the offside for Ritu Gowda. Down the leg side, wrong line, and has been punished by Sheetal Santosh. Behind square leg for another boundary. Another Kalyani Motors boundary for the Mysore Warriors.
Yeah, full and straight and swept beautifully there from Sheetal Santosh. And yeah, she's motoring on. She's had more than a couple of boundaries in her kitty now.
Yeah, 3 boundaries to be precise, and she's making good use of that drop chance. Oh, she played that shot with a little bit of a shift over in the last minute.
Yeah, it wasn't very convincing, that sweep shot there. She tried to slog it towards that mid-wicket region, but didn't time it and was a little half-hearted in that approach. But that brings Shubha Satish back on strike for that last delivery.
And thankfully, that half-hearted shot did not cost her anything major, because LBW bowled out. Anything could have happened. Driven over covers. Shubha Satish gets another boundary for herself and the Mysore Warriors. 4 overs gone, 33 for no loss, and another Kalyani Motors boundary. They're motoring along really well. 4 overs, 33. Just 108 needed.
Yeah, the asking rate has now come down to 6.75. Looks like there is going to be a change from the other end. Mithila Vinod will now take the ball from the Rahul Dravid end. And yeah, welcome change actually. Mithila Vinod, we wanted to see her bowl in this power play. And how crucial is she going to be?
Or is that a forced change? Kanika Karthik getting injured and walking out. More than that, welcome change. You probably say she had to go for Mithila Vinod. Was Pratyusha. Can this be a little good turn of events for the Blasters?
Certainly they'll be hoping for that. Yeah, Sheetal Santosh, she's hit 3 boundaries and 1 single. That drop chance, she's taken absolute advantage of that. She's capitalized on that.
And now she's got Mithila Vinod in front of her. Mid on, mid off, up in the ring. She can go downtown. If the length is a touch fuller, and watch out for that shot coming. Good length. Very nice length to begin.
Yeah, she's got 1 boundary rider on the offside at sweeper and 1 on the leg side at deep mid wicket. She's getting the ball to move back in. I would rather that she have that fielder at maybe deep square and get that fielder boundary rider who's at sweeper into the inside the 25-yard circle.
And put the long on back, maybe. Good stop at point again. They have fielded well. The ground fielding has been good, but the catching. 2 chances in that consecutive overs. 1 for Shubha Satish, I think in Ritu Gowda's over, and then Sheetal Santosh's chance.
Yeah, this is going to be a good contest. Mithila Vinod bowling to Shubha Satish. Ball is moving away from the left-hander. She continues to bowl from over the wicket.
The idea is good because there is a sweeper cover back there. So you can tend to angle the ball across. But again, the length is very crucial. Nudged away wonderfully well. Good use of the wrists. But also, Shubha Satish will be thinking that, yes, it's a cautious start, but you don't have to lose wickets in the power play. That means she can unleash something after, say, 10 or the 12th over.
Yeah, they've been quite steady with that start. 35 for no loss in their 5th over. And the key is to ensure they lose no wickets in this power play.
And equally responded well from Sheetal Santosh as well. How well they bat in tandem, isn't it? The understanding is so good. You don't have different plans. Both of them are on the same page. As always, double S and double S for the Mysore Warriors. Always a yes, a tick mark.
It's always key, isn't it? The opening partners, when they're batting so well in tandem. Very, very important that they give that uplifting for the middle order.
And the way they correlate each other, that's been phenomenal in the entire tournament. Both Sheetal Santosh and Shubha Satish.
Yeah, they complement each other quite well, this opening partnership, and right hand, left hand combination. Very, very crucial here for the Mysore Warriors that they continue the way they've been so far in this tournament.
Last ball of the fifth. It's been a good over. Until now, it's just 3 runs. In the air, but safely landing behind that deep point. Boundary to end the fifth one. 40 for no loss for the Mysore Warriors. And it's another Kalyani Motors boundary.
What a pretty big target to chase on a good batting track. The Mysore Warriors off to a good start at the end of 5. 40 without loss and double S in the opening partnership. Sheetal yes and Shubha yes. 23 of 18 is the experienced campaigner and Sheetal 15 of 12. And with me is Vikram. Had a quiet dinner. Looking to an early finish.
Well, I'd like this match to go on as late as we can. Yeah, I think Shubha's really guiding Sheetal well out there.
Down on one knee, walks across and gets the elevation and the timing right. Ritu got a touch disappointed, but she's played the field really well. Starts though with the Kalyani Motor boundary, young Sheetal Santosh.
Ritu introduced as an opening bowler just to dislodge Shubha. Here's what happens. Just Sheetal is equal to the task. Middle stump ball picked up and almost deposited over the boundary, just a boundary there.
Key was she just walked across outside the off stump, left the stumps open, but timing. Picked up the shot really well. Youngster who was very keen to watch. Too early to come in, but is this her night? She could make it. And, what better partner do you want to have at your non-strikers end? The skipper, somebody who's played for the country and who herself was in fine form, 2 half centuries and the first century maker in the Maharani Trophy 2026. Nice use of the wrist. Once again walks across the off stump. She knows the 2 boundary riders on the leg side within the power play are at cow corner and long on. All that she has to do is pick the gap square of the wicket, which she's done pretty well.
Yeah, as long as she just nudges around for a single, hand over the strike to a left-handed partner. I think that itself will put the Bengaluru Blasters under pressure because they'd want to dot up Sheetal, which they're not able to do right now.
2 boundary riders for the left-hander, straightest long on and a cow corner. Packed ring on the offside 6. Anything outside the off, up, she'll free her arms. Timing excellent and a misfield will be disappointed. A gift that was for Shubha Satish. The second Kalyani Motor boundary. Disappointed the bowler and the captain would be. Letting it straight through her hands. Fielder is apologetic. Mithila Vinod.
Yeah, just pretty straightforward, but then there's some lapses in concentration there. She just has to go down and sideways. She didn't do that, and that's the result is an unfortunate boundary for the Bengaluru Blasters against the Bengaluru Blasters.
Through a packed offside field for the left-hander. The off-spinner was brought on to counter. Shubha Satish. Oh, turn and bounce. This is the reason why they introduced Ritu against the left-hander Shubha Satish. But she's been a touch expensive. 26 with a ball to come in a third over. Started off with the new ball. Tough field to bowl. She has to be just off around, outside off. Anything on the stumps will be swept away. I spoke about it. Certainly That would have carried on with the arm. Disappointed is Ritu. Dot ball to finish. 3 overs 26 for Ritu. Power play done 6 overs. The Mysore Warriors 49 without loss. This is what happened in the power play. Over the top, peppered the infield easily. Some crisp shot. This was a drop chance, definitely. Timing good, clearing the infield, and couple of delectable sweep shots from the blade of Sheetal Santosh. This one was a touch streaky. The last boundary coming there. A gift for Shubha. Overall, can't say that they're just raced on, but definitely well ahead of the run rate. 141 is the target. Well on course are the Mysore Warriors.
If I was a pace bowler, I'd bowl myself and I would bowl marginally short of length to Sheetal. I don't see Sheetal really pulling and hooking a lot. It's just that a newcomer, lack of confidence against an experienced bowler. Anything fuller, Sheetal can do her bit.
Again, a packed offside field, 5 inside the ring. The lone boundary rider is a sweeper cover. On the leg side, we don't have anybody saving a single. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket and a long on. Anything on the stumps is a free hit. They can nudge the ball around in the gaps for a single or a two. Anything full or offline will certainly get the treatment. Youngster learning the trade. Certainly a great opportunity. Swings hard, gets the outside edge. Doesn't have the legs, but nevertheless was clear in her mind that she threw the kitchen sink. A bit more wood on it would have carried over to the point boundary. But this is the danger of having 6 on the off and keeping it wide off the off stump. Anything that's going to go hard, clear the infield, will certainly do the damage. And certainly Pratyusha has to rework her strategy. And we see the deep mid wicket fielder moving further more towards the square leg. 2 fielders quite close on the boundary line. Is this a double bluff, or are we going to see a short ball coming from Mithila Vinod?
Yeah, just that back of a length which would help Sheetal. I think the plan should be to dot up, make Sheetal play some dot balls, as you see Shubha walking down the pitch to have a word with her.
Like for the sort of shots she's got, she in fact can play that ball on the up. A big gap between the backward point and extra cover region. She's capable of doing that. Not somebody who's a good puller of the ball. Cut this time around. Can't find the gap. It's a close-knit field on the offside. This is something as she goes through the grind, will certainly pick it up in the days to come by.
Yeah, she definitely seems to be a front foot player, and over time I'm sure she'll mature into the player who plays very well off the back foot. So of course they say whenever in doubt play on the front foot, but of course T20 calls for a whole bag of tricks which I'm sure Sheetal will learn very fast.
True, maybe shimmy down, try to upset the length of the bowler. She'll learn this as the days come by. The length has been thereabouts, off stump, just back of length. We've seen a touch hanging back, waiting for the short ball to cut through the point area. But she's not been successful so far. Mithila Vinod has stuck to her strengths. Backfield outside off stump, she has to keep it there.
Well, in reserve, Mysore Warriors have another keeper, Stuti. We haven't seen much of her this time. Maybe her chance will come later.
Could only be one game, that's in the final. Full ball, thick outside edge. Intention through mid-off. Nevertheless, Kalyani motor boundary to finish. Any which way the runs come, they would be taking it with both hands. 7 done, 55 without loss are the Mysore Warriors. Quick drink for the batters. Basically, it's more of a message coming out from the dugout, saying where they need to go and how they need to take it forward. And so far, so good the Warriors have been. We spoke about Sheetal Santosh, her first outing under lights in an iconic stadium on such a big platform. playing against the biggest players in the circuit in Karnataka and rubbing shoulders with the best. I think no better platform for her, and certainly there would be a lot of takeaways for her. Though it's easy to say that she's really taken off but not really lived up to the expectation. Too early to comment on that. But certainly she's got the ability, she's got the array of shots. Certainly one to watch out for the future.
And good competition does it. So, like I was mentioning, Stuti, the other wicketkeeper, who's also a very handy batter, played under 19s, got one match for the 50-over championships last year. So, really at the top of the senior keepers, the competition is between Pratyusha K of the Hubli Tigers, Soumya Verma of the Gurgaon Mystics, and Shreya Chavan, who we haven't seen in this tournament because she was picked in the auction, of course, for a big sum. However, she had to go to the COE. So she's not available. So that's the competition among the seniors. And behind them are the juniors, if you call them that, Sheetal and Stuti. And I'm sure there's, well, Rachita also is there somewhere in the middle. So good competition again within Karnataka.
So there is time for these young girls. They have an opportunity to go give a strike at the India under-19s. This gets in another talented bowler, Ananya Hegde. Shot to start with and pulls. Is it in the gap? But covers the distance well. This would be a good challenge for Ananya Hegde. Bowling to a right-hand, left-hand combination. And of course, Shubha, the left-hander, can be really ruthless on the sweep, can pick up anything that's shot. But the challenge would be now for Sheetal Santosh. Actually, this is the first time around she's just gone past the power play. Typically, she's played those little cameos, 13 of 10, 15 of 8, 9. She's just not managed to get past the power play. Today, that's an area of improvement. She's worked herself through and built a partnership, got 50 along with the informed Shubha.
Yeah, I've been in awe of some of the scores she's racked up, and actually comes to mind when you compare like for like a player called Bharat Chipli back in the day, when his early days. He used to be that who just had an appetite for runs. So something like that, technique is not relevant here. You just need to have the right attitude and technique follows.
This is her one of her favorite shots. Yeah, basically a lot of people talk this format about see ball, hit ball, but end of it, it's not as easier as it is said. There could be variations up the sleeve of a bowler, but touch wood, the sort of surface that's been dished out for this Maharani Trophy, the decks have been outstanding. If you've got the confidence to hit through the line, where we've seen players like Nikki Prasad, Vrinda Dinesh, Pratyusha, at times Shubha Satish, Roshni Kiran, Lavanya Chandasi do that on a regular basis. Just Shishira Gowda for that matter, Inchara, Rakshita. So they've been players who played a lot of cricket on turf wickets, grown up on it, and they're accustomed to doing that. So these young girls who've not had that much of exposure playing on big grounds like these and turf wickets will learn, and this has been a great platform for them. Steps out, goes down the ground, high, one bounce, over mid-off. Mid-off was in, the invitation was on. The key to this shot, use of the feet, Kalyani motor boundary for the skipper Shubha Satish.
Yes, key the use of the feet. Shubha sensing, playing to her strengths, not overhitting that, clearing the mid-off fielder who's inside the ring for a boundary. Should you see the absence of Karnika affecting the Blasters, or do you think they have enough reserve stock of bowlers to fall back on?
So I just missed her name out, and what an all-rounder she's been in this tournament. She's done the damage when the ball in her hand for the Blasters. Certainly she's off the field nursing a small injury. Hopefully she gets back at the earliest, but as of now we don't see signs of that. And Mysore are just getting slightly ahead of the game, but we always talk about the halfway mark, the hydration break, what it can do for the concentration of the batters especially. Last ball coming up for Ananya Hegde. Nicely tossed up, cut once again. This is a feature of Sheetal Santosh's batting. Single to end the over. 8 done, Mysore Warriors 63 without loss. Certainly off to a good start have the Mysore Warriors been. Mind you, people who are watching, this is a must-win game for both the sides. The side which crosses the line will end up facing the Hubballi Tigers in the all-important final of the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026 on the 1st of August, 6:30. The game would start, and certainly we could expect a big crowd coming in on a weekend. We see another bowling change, and it's Namita D'Souza, who's blown hot and cold in this tournament. At times she's looked impressive, but simultaneously she's also gone for runs on occasions. A predictable field again. 3 boundary riders on the leg. Nobody within the circle. And they are trying to target outside the off stump. It just cannot be off stump also, because Sheetal Santosh can just walk across, work the ball on the leg side. This is going to be a challenge for the bowlers. This field set particularly is not easy to bowl. Anything hard, the kitchen sink thrown, an outside edge is going to fly over this. Dangerous territory. Namita D'Souza is treading. Beautifully picked up. Can't find the gap. Just growing in that confidence is Sheetal.
For those of us who are getting a first look at Namita, she's distinctly a yard or two faster. I think just building herself in, preserving herself, just playing a little within herself, which is the smart thing for many pace bowlers to do. She's an outright fast bowler, and I'm sure she's on the national radar when she's hitting those spots well. So it'll be interesting to see her as we go into the BCCI season shortly.
So we spoke about an area where certainly eyes would be open to explore the sort of talent they have. Somebody who can deliver with the new ball, the fast bowling department. Swung high into the stands almost. Big Mysore Cycle Pure Agarbatti maximum this time around from the blade of Shubha Satish.
Well, when you can use the pace of the bowler, why create some extra pace? Just pulling that one almost to 45 position, to 45 boundary, just wide of fine leg there. And that's an easy 6 for Shubha. Effortless there.
Writing was on the wall when the ball was delivered off target, angling into the left-hander and her favorite hitting zone. Quickly the Mysore Warriors moving into 70. Pressure on Namita D'Souza. Beautifully driven. Quick run around by the fielder at sweeper cover. The left-hander is something like an enigma. When they drive, they look so elegant. She can unleash that power, like just picking up that ball off length and dispatching it. That was a long shot. In fact, would have been a boundary on any ground across the world. The sort of form Shubha has been in. She's capitalizing on that, continuing the good form with the bat. And growing in confidence with every ball she's facing now, Sheetal. With her partner, experienced captain round there. The start they were looking for, they've got it. And certainly one of them, in fact, they would be all the more happy if both of them can bat together and get over that line. And if they win the Mysuru today, with the sort of batting they have displayed today, certainly will go in with a lot of confidence into that big finale on the 1st of August. Headache for the skipper of the Bengaluru Blasters, Pratyusha. Where is she going to go to? Looking for that first wicket. Floated up. Dot ball to end the over. 9 done. 72 without loss, the Mysore Warriors. Certainly Mysore will know the target of 141, which is not a big one. They themselves were in the same position. The bowling card so far, nothing in the wickets column. 213 for Mithila Vinod, Ananya Hegde, 1 over 48, 1 over 9 Namita. Kanika Karthik will certainly be missed, though she went for 16 in a 2. Rithugada proving a bit expensive. They defended 125 against the Bengaluru Blasters, crossed the line by 10. They would be very much aware of what happened on that night. But this is pitch number 5, totally different one from which they played against the Blasters.
Well, they're halfway there and they're at a good run rate, so I don't think they should lose a wicket. I think that's really what they should be looking to not do.
Offline, certainly disappointed would be Sheetal Santosh, but nevertheless, she has to reload that one, Ananya Hegde. She's had a couple of tough nights. The last game was a touch expensive for Ananya Hegde. She will come of age. Would be a great experience for her this tournament. Good back foot player. She's got the punch, cutting the ball just to the right of point, in front of cover. She's got the array of shots. The more she gets to play in this format on such pitches, you would see her totally a different player in the days to come by. Anything that's going to be up on the offside. Certainly Shubha needs no second invitation to go over the top. A huge gap on the leg side between the straightish long on and the cow corner also. There we go, full toss. Driven straight down the ground. The long on was so straight, in fact just about 5 yards she has to run in to pick up that ball.
Yeah, that ball had a little bit of hit me on it, except that she would have had to hit to the long on fielder. So Shubha, extremely aware of that, adjusted and ensured she hit it straight back past the ball to get whatever mileage she could on that particular ball.
In fact, she had such a huge space between the cow corner and long on. She could have just slapped that ball. But since prevailed, she said there's still a lot of work to do. And she out being there in the middle is of utmost importance for the Warriors. Nothing wrong with the ball, but quickly rocking on the back foot using the depth of the crease. Smart cricket by the youngster. She's not looking that she's under 15. The maturity she's shown so far. And also kudos to the management for having showed faith in her. Unflinchingly she's been thrown up to partner Shubha. That's how it's panned out. That's why Mysore are sitting comfortably as of now. Use of the feet, takes it to the full. Unfortunately, cannot find the gap. Second time around, certainly would be disappointed Shubha. She would have missed out on 2 boundary scoring opportunities. Nevertheless, as we always keep talking about, one of the top 3 batters to be out there in the middle. If they are undefeated at the halfway mark, I think half the battle is won for the Mysore Warriors.
And they just survived that 11th over to not invoke any blessings or curses.
True. Going to a go-to shot of the slog sweep, fetching it from outside off. 1 left as we head to the halfway mark. The current run rate is at 7.93 and all that they require is just run a ball from here on. 63 from 61 is the equation. Certainly will be happy Mysore going into this halfway break. As we talk about it, against the run of play, widest half volley, slices it to the backward point. Instead of the 11, it's happened at the end of the 10. First wicket goes down for the Mysore Warriors as skipper out.
Why not use the feet and go to the ball? Is that sounding too old-fashioned, Sri?
Not necessary for her to use the feet. It was thrown up wide on the full. Went for glory. Outside edge and gleefully accepted. Look at the reaction. They know how important this wicket is. That's the halfway mark. Mysore lose their first wicket. 78 for the loss of 1. There she says, right, the bow on the arrow. Umpire will signal. Show his watch saying it is the timeout. 2.5 minute hydration break. We'll come back after a couple of minutes.
After drinks, Pratyusha will be really happy with the way that Ananya Hegde has bowled 2 overs 14 runs and that big wicket of Shubha Satish. And just after drinks, still 63 needed of 60 deliveries. Change of voices. I am Navin Shaurya. Alongside with me is Param Shah. I think Pratyusha is bringing herself on. Right moment, because just after the break, bring on the best.
Yeah, skipper. Good decision there from the Bengaluru Blasters skipper Pratyusha, bringing her on after that wicket of Shubha Satish.
Yeah, Shishira Gowda has walked in at number 3. Mystery bowler. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket and long on. Long off. Nobody sweeping on that cover boundary. She can't afford to have width. It's a little tough field that she set for herself. And she just tries to play that big sweep.
Yeah, she played that early. She thought that Pratyusha will be slightly quicker in the air, but deceptive pace there. Slightly slower. And Sheetal Santosh missing that opportunity of the sweep.
You can't pick her until you see the ball on the pitch, isn't it? It's so tough. And see, you'll have to play the ball after it pitches. That's the only way that you can decide to play a shot against Pratyusha.
Yeah, she's a smart operator. Pratyusha Chaluru coming on to bowl after that drinks break. And the loss of the wicket of Shubha Satish. That'll definitely be a dent for the Mysore Warriors. But now Shishira Gowda. She's had a few cameos for the Mysore Warriors, and along with Sheetal Santosh, she'll have to play and build a partnership from here.
Yeah, nothing daunting in terms of the required run rate. 62 or 58, gettable any day. The only thing is they'll have to target the correct bowler. Nicely timed away towards deep extra. Boundary. Beautiful timing from Shishira Gowda. First ball, and she gets off the mark with a nicely timed Kalyani Motors boundary.
Yeah, little fuller there on that occasion and slightly wide, just clearing that front foot and times that towards covers beautifully. Mithila Vinod there with the dive, but the ball wins that race.
Yeah, the timing was so perfect. You can't chase that from long off towards deep extra, isn't it? So nice in terms of the effort. Yes, Mithila Vinod, but Shishira gets off the mark with a boundary. And very important now that Shishira also gets in the groove quickly. She can't hold up at one end.
Too many dot balls will create that pressure, and Pratyusha is known for those dot deliveries.
Uppishly driven over extra cover this time. Comfortable boundary. Second one of the over. And Shishira Gowda just enjoying freeing her arms outside off.
Again, little fuller here from Pratyusha. Again, clearing that front foot, playing beautifully over that infield that covers, and the boundary rider there at sweeper will not be able to stop that.
How well she also just freed her arms the right direction. Quicker one. Costly over from Pratyusha. 9 of it. Love and gone. 87 for 1. Today has been the day where the 11th over does not give you any wicket. I think all 4 innings. In the first match, I think we had one. That Hubballi Tigers and Gulbarga Mystics match. But then the next 3 innings, we've not got any wicket. It's been so spoken about in the 11th over. But yeah, Ananya Hegde comes back from the Anil Kumble end. Good that she's got a great control on this one. 2 overs, 14 runs and a wicket. Sweeps it well, places it well. They will come back for the second run.
Yeah, Ananya Hegde. She's going to be key here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. She got that breakthrough of Shubha Satish, and she'll have to carry on. She's in her third.
I think they're missing Kanika Karthik with the injury. She's gone out. Good shot, but straight to the fielder. She had to use the crease pretty well. Sheetal Santosh.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be missing Karnika Karthik out there. She bowled a couple of overs. She was looking good, but she was limping. She was struggling with that ankle, and I hope she's doing okay.
The big question is, can she come back to bowl? I don't think so as of now, because we haven't seen any glimpse of her coming back. It's a big loss. It's a big, big way that you're losing one of your important bowler. How much that is going to hurt Pratyusha.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a dent in that bowling attack for the Bengaluru Blasters, but an opportunity for Mithila Vinod to take up the onus and try and get another breakthrough for the team.
Straight down the ground. Good timing, but equally well fielded. Nicely stops that one at long on. Good work from Inchara.
Yeah, she only gets a single there, does Shishira Gowda. And good all-round cricket there, hitting the ball back over the bowler's head. And a good effort here from Inchara. She saves a few runs for her team.
And also the return, the relay throw, so important. Ananya would have just thought the shot did not come out that strong from Sheetal Santosh. They need wickets. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. If this match goes, say, above 14 overs without a wicket and this partnership continues, it's going to be very, very easy. Run a ball 49 needed. Trying to meddle with the field. She needs that deep sweeper cover to come into deep extra so that she can also have the long off a little more squarer, a little more straighter than squarer. Good adjustment. Chips. Another good over from Ananya Hegde. 12 gone, 93 for 1.
Yeah, good over that from Ananya Hegde. Another very, very good talent and contender for the emerging player of the tournament, along with Inchara and Sheetal Santosh, Deeksha. Very, very impressed with the talent on display.
Rituar Gowda now will come into bowl. Her last over. Some good names. Find of the seasons for sure. Navani Chalana moves to short fine from short third. She just needs another change against Shishira Gowda. She does not want to take any chances. You give that extra width or you give that extra flight. Shishira will comfortably get under the ball. Good start, but you know what? The only aspect for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters is you need to go back to that same old say of having multiple match winners in terms of the bowling attack. Kanika Karthik missing out, and it's very important that Namita D'Souza hasn't played today. Kavya has found her place in the side.
Yeah, they'll definitely be missing Namita D'Souza now that Karnika Karthik has only bowled a couple of overs, and as I mentioned earlier, Mithila Vinod will have to take up the onus and try and cover up for those overs there.
Yeah, much needed change up. She needs to put her hand up to Pratyusha and say, okay, I will go ahead and try and deliver this for you. Very important that they kind of understand what is needed, because Mithila Vinod 2 overs 13, she's been good. Short and wide outside off stump. That is a free gift to Shishira Gowda. Boundary towards the backward of point. Nicely times it away. And a wrong length from Ritu Gowda gets punished for another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Yeah, short and wide on this occasion from Ritu Gowda. And beautifully places that over the fielder there at backward point and will race away for a boundary.
And how important was that boundary at this juncture, because they're trying to just take singles. And now when you get that boundary, you can afford to have a few dot deliveries.
Yeah, it's very important that after a boundary that they not get carried away. Try and continue rotating that strike. Even a couple of dot balls will not really cause any harm there.
Quicker delivery. Nicely played away. Mysore Warriors from here on in will definitely be feeling that they are in the game, as with that single 100 up for the Mysore Warriors. It's come in good time, because they just need a 41 of 43 deliveries, under 6 runs and over needed. Yeah, that's all. One boundary in an over, and the others can be singles. 13 gone, 101 for 1. There's some message that's come out from the dugout for the Mysore Warriors. I think it would be saying, okay, whatever you're doing well. Just try and continue the same thing. Don't have to do anything silly. Don't have to do anything out of the ordinary here. Pratyusha Chaluru will once again come in from the Anil Kumble end. Down the leg side. Nicely clipped away. They will come back for the second run.
Talking about leg spinners in this tournament, we've seen a few leg spinners and how impressive has Pratyusha been. Kushi, we saw Reema Farid this afternoon. Very interesting her action, no run up, but yeah, the display of talent when it comes to the leg spinners has been absolutely outstanding, hasn't it?
Reema Farid definitely gave away a few gifts. And now that's a big gift. Has she timed well? No, she's not. Good catch at deep backward of square leg. Good running catch and nice aggression from the fielder down there. It was short. Pratyusha Chaluru strikes. And Sheetal Santosh, out of everybody, now needs to walk out.
Yeah, shot and down the leg, but doesn't time that at all, does Sheetal Santosh, and she had to cover a little bit of ground there, Namita D'Souza, and takes that comfortably and beautifully there.
Substitute today, Namita D'Souza. I like the aggression later on. In fact, a good catch behind of that deep square leg. Big breakthrough, very, very big breakthrough. Namita D'Souza had that completely under control.
Yashika K. Gowda now in the middle along with Shishira Gowda. Yeah, Pratyusha Chaluru getting that breakthrough of beg your pardon. Pratyusha Chaluru getting the breakthrough of Sheetal Santosh. And yeah, that has definitely caused a dent there for the Mysore Warriors. 38 required now of 40.
Big wicket in the context of the game. Fired one down in. Good stop. Again, Namita D'Souza. The ball is travelling wherever she is and she is responding well. Good stop. Definitely saving a boundary.
Yeah, they just managed to get a single on that occasion. Very, very well timed jump there from Namita D'Souza, saving a few runs for her team.
Yeah, when Namita D'Souza is in the playing 11, wonder why she is not bowled at all. Again, another big question. Namita D'Souza 1 over 9 runs. After that, she's not been brought on. It's a good opportunity there now for Pratyusha to think about that one because Kanika Karthik is missing out.
Exactly, the point there that Kanika Karthik only bowling a couple of overs and then had to step out because of her ankle. The opportunity for bowlers like Namita D'Souza and Mithila Vinod to step up.
That's in the gap towards deep square leg. Oh, she did really well as the ball was just travelling away from her. Chansey nicely slides in and puts in that effort.
Yeah, a couple of runs there and a well-timed slide there from Chandasi, saving a few runs for her team. And yeah, very, very good slide there.
14 gone, 106 for 2. Definitely match on after the wicket that was being captured here by Pratyusha Chaluru. Both the openers, Shubha Satish and Sheetal Santosh, both of them 42 runs. Exactly. Exactly 42. Shubha Satish 42 of 31. Sheetal Santosh 42 of 38.
Yeah, they've been absolutely outstanding. The opening partnership that they had, the Mysore Warriors, very, very good this entire tournament. And change of ends for Ananya Hegde. She now bowls from the Rahul Dravid end.
Will be interesting to see when will Pratyusha bring on Namita D'Souza, because Pratyusha has bowled 2 overs 14 and a wicket. Mithila Vinod 2 overs 13 runs. So Ananya Hegde into her last over. Nice flight. But yeah, you don't have to really try and highlight the fact that Kanika Karthik has been missing out, because they've got options. They have real good options, the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. It's not that Kanika Karthik is injured and she's gone out. They're missing out a big bowler. Of course, yes, the dearth of Kanika Karthik will be there, but they've got good options.
Absolutely, definitely have options in their arsenal. Got their skipper Pratyusha, who's been very, very good tonight. At the same time, they have Mithila Vinod, they have Namita D'Souza. There is an option of a Lavanya Chalana coming in to bowl a couple of overs as well.
Yeah, 35 to get off 34. You need to think of options to pick up wickets all along the carpet. Again, Chansey does well. It's so important that when the ball is all along the carpet, you have that proper control and also don't take pressure, so that the batters settle in only for the single. You fumble out, the batters get the opportunity to take another run.
Yeah, it's just a matter of that odd delivery, isn't it? The one that will get punished, maybe for a boundary or a 6. Very, very key for that bowler to try and contain, restrict that, and of course the support from her fielders.
And now Chansey has been moved a little more straighter than squarer at that deep extra. Very small gap between that widest long off and deep extra cover. A good stop again at point. Well, the ground fielding has been phenomenal from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, Inchara again on that occasion on the the pitch over there, sliding and trying to save a few runs for her team. She's been outstanding.
Can be tough fielding near those practice pitches or the other square pitches that we have on that square. It's really important that you keep yourself injury free. Again, straight to Chansey. Again, look at that composure that she's got. Doesn't fumble, doesn't take the pressure.
Yeah, she's had a good night tonight, 47 or 41. We were talking about earlier that she's had a mild tournament so far, but tonight she proved her mettle and played till the very end of the innings.
Yeah, what a good knock in the middle. But now, the next 5 overs is very crucial. Cut off the back foot, straight to Chansey again, and really well done. She will also try to return the ball back, but the batters will take a couple of runs. Just at the nick of the time where she was diving and fumbling. Just that extra time the batters got to come back for the second run. 15 gone. 111 for 2.
Well, 111. That's. So just look at the worm. And
Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters at that point in time were just ahead of the Mysore Warriors, but yes, came on is what we are looking at. 30 from 30, just run a ball. It's all about the team holding the nerves. Experienced Pratyusha picking up a wicket in her last over of the well-set youngster Sheetal Santosh. But the ominous sign for the Mysore Warriors is Shishira Gowda is looking in good touch. That's the point tables, and Hubballi Tigers sitting on top, just waiting and would be watching this game as to who they would be playing against. The winner of this game would be taking on the Hubballi Tigers on the 1st of August at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Dealing in singles at present. Certainly this won't really hurt the Warriors in any which way.
well, against the run-off play somehow, if Shishira was to get out, let me phrase it differently, if the Bengaluru Blasters do something to prize out Shishira, then you've really got to worry about 1-2 batters like Kusuma. Zoya can prod around a bit. She's not had time in the middle out there. And the experienced Pooja Kumari.
Pulled short ball over short square leg. Welcome boundary this time around from the bat of Yashika. Yet another Kalyani Mota boundary.
Well, Pratyusha pulling out a bag of tricks. The mystery bowler, she is just straying down leg. Yashika saw the ball straight away. There's no danger of the ball hitting the stumps. And easy to play a horizontal bat shot and get a boundary there.
Showing extreme awareness is the young Yashika Gowda up against the experienced and wily Pratyusha. Knew that all that she had to do was just get the ball over the infield. That forces the short square fielder into the deep. 4 inside the circle on the off now. Pratyusha trying all her tricks. Wickets is what the Blasters need. Warriors would do good just to ward off the challenge from Pratyusha. Pick the gap well. Timing is excellent. And a brilliant piece of fielding. Mithila Vinod certainly saved 2 runs there. Outstanding cricket overall. Length ball. Use of wrist. Excellent timing. Split the gap. But putting everything on the line was Mithila Vinod. Saving those 2 valuable runs. Tossed up and nicely pushed away for a single. Excellent batting by Yashika. End of over number 16. Mysore Warriors 120 for the loss of 2 wickets. reward for that excellent stop at the boundary line. The skipper hands over the ball to Mithila Vinod. This will be the over. That's a crucial one. So far we've seen a lot of spin. There'll be some pace to play with for both the batters. And Shishira is striking the ball well. And the youngster we were talking about, Yashika, she's really come of age, had a good time with the ball, not picking a wicket, but was brave enough to bowl in those middle overs. And she's on strike against Mithila Vinod, who's coming in from the Rahul Dravid end. 4 inside the circle, 3 square on the offside. Short square inside the circle on the leg. Would be disappointed. Short ball wide outside the off stump. Once again, we spoke about Sheetal Santosh, another youngster like Yashika. Great learning curve for her in this tournament of such a big magnitude.
Yashika also fortunate to be part of the same side she was in last year, Mysore Warriors. She was drafted in as a replacement player when Shreya Poti unfortunately got injured in a pre-match prep. So she's coming of age. Wonderful exposure for this true Mysore youngster.
Stuck really well on the back foot. She's growing in confidence by the ball. She's out there. Gaining more confidence, rubbing shoulders with a lot of senior cricketers who turned out for the country, playing for India A, being a part of the Women Premier League, and sharing the change room with somebody like Shubha Satish, who's seen it all at the highest level. And Mysore Warriors is one such team, not only in the women format but in the men format. They are the ones who provide a lot of support, and continuity is something. Winning is something. That's a byproduct. They are very clear about it. They want to promote youngsters. And we've seen a lot of youngsters who've been given opportunities by the Mysore Warriors. Angled across. That's a stock ball which Mithila bowls, coming in to the right-hander and angling away to the left-hander. Small partnership building between these two. Maybe another 10 runs knocked off quietly. Without any issues, the Mysore would just coast home.
Maybe another 5 dot balls knocked in quietly, and Shishira may do something slightly different.
That's not ball pressure. Again angling across. Play and a miss. She's more worried, checking with the umpire. Was that ball a touch wide? These are crunch moments. Pitching outside the off, angling. But beaten there, not moving far across, well within the wide guideline. 2 back-to-back dot balls. Will they start working on the mind of Shishira? Pulls over short square, a free hit. Change in line from Mithila Vinod. That's what was Shishira looking for. Welcome Kalyani Motor boundary.
Yeah, complete shift in line there, and it has the effect that Shishira just rocks back and does what she does best, playing for the crease. She doesn't need too much depth in the crease. She's got wonderful hands, goes for a boundary just to the back of a square fence.
True, it was a free hit, absolutely no boundary rider. On the leg side we have 2, 1 in cow corner and long on. 2 balls angling across when she didn't get bat on ball. Is she thinking, trying to get ahead of the game, Mithila? Back to that line, this time over extra cover, straight into her hands. Drop chance, adding fuel to fire. The ball racing away to the boundary. Mithila Vinod with the hands on her head. Certainly a chance missed to finish the over with the boundary. Kalyani Motor boundary with on offer. Goes over extra cover, straight into her hands, just overran that. Misjudged that completely. Just not slipping through her hands, but going over the boundary. Certainly disappointed will be Pratyusha, the captain, as well as Mithila Vinod. Did all the hard work. And lucky, the second Kalyani Motor boundary in that over from the blade of Shishira. Finishing over number 17 at 129 for 2, Mysore Warriors. .129 for 2, 141 is the target. Pratyusha for her last over. Works it away nicely. One thing these two batters would be looking to do is try knock 6-7 runs off this over, ensure they don't give anything away or a wicket to Pratyusha. Pratyusha will throw everything at the batters. She'll use her whole repertoire, her bag of tricks.
The best way to do that is for Shishira to be on strike. So I'm sure Yashika will just turn the ball around, take a single, leave it to a senior partner who, even if dotted up, would know how to come out of the situation, as she showed us recently with a wonderful deft pull just backward of square for a boundary.
Just a change up. But need to give credit to Yashika, the youngster who's walked in. Though the Mysuru were comfortably placed, but 30 of 30, and she's worked the ball around a couple of boundaries, 13 on 13, run a ball. Commendable performance, and this is what I'm talking about, the opportunities being presented and grabbing it with both hands. Going for glory, and high over cow corner. Timing good, elevation on. Another cycle pure Agarbati maximum for Shishira Gowda.
Shishira, no strangers to these situations. She knows how to bail her team out to put the issue beyond doubt. Pratyusha just tossing that up slightly, and that is hit over the wide long on fence, and that relieves the pressure entirely. This game can be won in a canter now. The Mysore Warriors can't possibly lose it from here.
Just one strike away. Short cut away, finds the gap and will race away to the sweeper cover boundary. 6 followed by a Kalyani motor boundary. Shishira Gowda is in a hurry. One to get for the Mysore Warriors to book the seat for the grand finale on the 1st of August.
It's marginally short, and Shishira just from the crease plays that towards the cover boundary. Fielder just diving, despairing, not able to stop that.
Will this be the ball? Pratyusha is getting all the fielders inside. Of course, there's no other choice she's got. Just one to get, and you've still got 14 balls left. The sort of form Shishira is in, you certainly can expect her to finish it off with a big hit. 40 of 24, what a knock she's played. A very important knock after the start the Mysore Warriors got. The skipper and the young Sheetal Santosh. Full ball down the leg, knocks it around. Another misfield shows the sort of day the Blasters have had. Mysore Warriors canter home with an 8-wicket victory and book their berth for the finals on the 1st of August. What a comeback it's been. Looked like the Blasters were aside in reckoning at the halfway mark. But what a victory tonight. Winning the toss, clarity in mind, saying we're going to chase this. And restricted them to 140. And chasing down the target with 2 overs and 1 balls to spare. And what a knock it's been from Shishira, remaining unbeaten on 44. Takes Mysore Warriors home comfortably. And the grand finale on the 1st of August. The Hubballi Tigers will be all set to take on the Mysore Warriors. The end result, Warriors winning by 8 wickets. The customary handshakes we see post the game. The Blasters certainly would be disappointed. But nevertheless, they did put up a fight. But certainly 170, what we spoke about, an average score on this pitch number 5 in the first innings. They were much, much below par with a score of 140.
Yeah, they weren't able to fully do justice to their batting. The Blaster, they just came apart when they seemed, first of all, Inchara seemed that looked like she could actually thrust forward. But then the rest of the order just, barring the exceptions of Chansey, who got a few runs. Lavanya, who stepped in looking good but not able to carry it through. Mithila not having a great day. That really set up the score, the under par total of 140, whereas we thought that even 155 might be competitive.
Certainly for somebody who's not watched the game and would be looking at the scoreboard, there were no demons in the pitch. We did see 170 plus being chased on comfortably by the Hubballi Tigers in the afternoon game. In fact, the pitch did get better for batting, but unfortunately the application was not there. It all started off with that unfortunate run out in the first over where Rakshita was run out at the non-striker and the ball ricocheting off the bowler's leg. This is the batting card. Shubha got off to a good start, 42 of 31. Sheetal Santosh giving good company, 42 of 38. Shishira Gowda walking in and knocking off those runs with disdain, 7 fours and 1 6, 44 of 25. And young Yashika Gowda remaining unbeaten on 13. A clinical performance and a comprehensive victory. Certainly this would boost their confidence going into the finals. The bowling card, nothing to boast of. 1 for 25, the lone wicket taker, Ananya Hegde. One more for Pratyusha, who was a touch expensive. Surprising, Kanika Karthik didn't come back for a second spell. But overall, not a great display with the ball. 144 for 2 was what they got in the end, cantering home with 8 wickets to spare. What a performance by the Mysore Warriors. Started off the Blasters in a flourish with a couple of boundaries over the top. And this was the unfortunate run out. It started the slide. And thereon, we did see some quality shots peppering the field, deft touches. But unfortunately, they couldn't kick on. And Inchara couldn't go on to make a big score and make that impact. This was the over, which was quite expensive. 20 of it by Sahana Pawar. Some brilliant shots on the offside, over the top, peppering the infield. And a tame dismissal for Inchara against the run of play. Then it was wickets galore. A couple of hits for boundaries. Pooja Kumari looked a touch expensive. But against the run of play, this was it. Shishira Gowda introduced into the attack. Getting those 2 wickets back to back. Pulled them back into the game. Couple of powerful hits by Mithila Vinod. But she didn't get going after that. This was the dismissal. A tame dismissal, caught it long on, no timing on it. But later on, we thought they would finish, but the skipper was disappointed. And this one again going high in the air. And some good catching by the Mysore Warriors. The flourish that was needed, they didn't get it on. End of it, they were contented just to get to that paltry score of 141. And they looked at the chase, and the Warriors came out. They came out with a mission and put on a fantastic partnership for the opening stand. As skipper Shubha Satish left from where she took off. She looked in impeccable form, and Sheetal Santosh grew in confidence along with the senior partner. And what a show they put together. They put on a 50-run partnership, and they were comfortably coasting in the power play. Exquisite sweeps by Sheetal Santosh. And some streaky edges, but nevertheless the runs came, and the hallmark of this innings was use of a feet, whether back foot or front foot. And this was against the run of play, the last ball of the power play, when the skipper got out. Then came in Shishira Gowda. Excellent timing over the infield. Was clear in her shot selection. Shot ball dragged down. Unfortunate dismissal for Sheetal Santosh. Then walks in the young Yashika Gowda. From there on, it was the Yashika Gowda and Shishira Gowda combination. Mysore at no point in time looked hurried, nor they were perturbed by any of the bowlers. End of it, this was a winning shot, a misfield. And cantering home the Mysore Warriors with 8 wickets. Terrific confidence booster. What else do you want for a side that has stepped into the finals? The Blasters 140 for 6, 47 of 41 Chandasi. Inchara 41 of 25. Not much contributions later on. Shishira Gowda 44 of 25, not all. Shubha 42, Sheetal Santosh 42. Identical scores there, but the Mysore Warriors in the end comfortably coasting home. You can call it as a walk in the park. A knockout game literally, winning it by 8 wickets. And holding on to pressure better. I thought Shubha Satish, the skipper, handled the resources well. And she came out to bat, showed that composure, which was the most important thing. Yeah, once again, the second edition will see a repeat final of last year. The Mysore Warriors will be taking on the Hubballi Tigers. On paper, when we talk about it, I think the Hubballi Tigers hold the edge with the sort of powerful batting lineup they possess and the sort of experience they have at the top. The likes of the skipper, Vrinda Dinesh, Nikki Prasad and Pratyusha, all of them have been in form. And Mysore Warriors have depended overtly on the captain.
What a clinical run chase by the Mysore Warriors, and they once again tried to create history, trying to meet their arch rivals, the Hubballi Tigers. Yes, it was 2025, Hubballi Tigers, Mysore Warriors in the finals. History again repeats itself as the Hubballi Tigers and the Mysore Warriors will be playing the 2026 Maharani Trophy finals as well. But coming to this match, before going ahead and welcoming the dignitaries and awarding the players, KSCA would like to thank all its sponsors and partners. Umpire sponsor, Cycle Pure Agarbatti. Official sponsor, Kalyani Motors. Radio partner, 92.7 Big FM. And in the presentation party tonight, we've got Namrata, the channel partner for Cycle Pure Agarbattis. Thank you so much. Former India A player and state player. Thank you so much, Gayatri ma'am, for being here. And we've also got Meena Singh, former state player as well. Thank you, Meena ji, for being here. And we've also got to our extreme left is Jayashree, former state player and of course CSC. Thank you so much, Jayashree ma'am. Thank you so much, dignitaries, for being here. As first up, of course, we would want to have a quick chat with the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters' skipper, Pratyusha. Just a few quick words in terms of how this tournament has panned out. A tough one. What do you think just went wrong in this match?
In this match, I felt the opportunities that came, I think that we should have taken. Obviously, catches win matches, they say. And two crucial wickets of theirs. If we had got early on, maybe we would have had a much better chance of winning the game.
And also Kanika's injury, did that hurt you a bit?
Not really. We had planned to give her in the end, so like she came back in the right time.
Right, correct, very true. And also talking something positive of the tournaments for you, what is those positive moments that you want to carry along?
I think one positive is that, all the games, I don't think girls gave up at any point. They're a really exciting bunch of players, and I'm really looking forward for a lot of players in our team. So, nonetheless, proud of our girls, actually.
Yeah, really well done, and all the very best for the upcoming tournaments.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pratyusha. Yeah, a little disappointed, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters as skipper, but yeah, a lot of positives to carry along. And now, yeah, the winning captain, yeah, just to have a quick word with us as well, Subha Satish is already having the orange cap, so that itself is an indication of what it is. 310 runs, wonderful. And in the finals already, yeah, that is something that is going to go back to history of 2025, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But fresh year, I mean, I would say the best is yet to come.
Yeah, totally. Best is yet to come, definitely, because you need to win the title as well. Because previous edition, you guys were the runners-up. But went right with everything that you did with the bat in this chase?
Yeah, absolutely. Team effort today. And with the bowling as well went as per the plan. And with the batting, I think we had a good opening partnership, which helped us get through it.
Wonderful. And also, tomorrow being a break day, plans of hitting the nets and preparing hard for the finals?
Yeah, absolutely. And we are rearing for the finals.
Yeah, totally. All the very best. Do well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you there, Subha Satish. Wonderful in terms of how she's gone ahead and led the team. Right, time now for awarding the Catch of the Match award, and that is Namita D'Souza. And I request Gayatri KR to please step forward, ma'am, and give the check to Namita D'Souza. Wonderful work, running towards her right in that deep square leg and grabbing that one of Sheetal Santosh. Very good catch, Namita D'Souza. Did well. And now the big one. Yeah, the Cycle Pure Agarbatti's Trusted Player of the Match award. And it is Diksha as well. And to present the award, I'll request Namrata, the channel partner of Cycle Pure Agarbatti's, to come forward and give that check. And also, I would request Namrata to award the trophy as well to Diksha, the trophy. Yeah, there we go. Please receive the trophy, Diksha. You've already got the purple cap, 11 wickets, and today, Player of the Match award. A quick chat with us. Be really interesting. Please come up. Yeah, thank you. That means a lot that you agreed to talk to us. Yeah, good match, good tournament overall for you. Nice to have this purple cap on your head.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to thank my team, my coach, captain, all my teammates, and the supporting staff of Mysore Warriors.
Wonderful. And also that strong batting lineup of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. You needed that wickets to go in because that sort of batting lineup needs wickets. So you did really well in the middle.
Yeah, we really had good experienced bowlers pace attack and spinners also. So we managed to take them all.
Wonderful. All the very best for the finals.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. That is what it is as the post-match presentation does get concluded here of the last league match of the Maharani Trophy 2026. And remember, tomorrow being a break day, we will all see you August 1st, the finals, Hubballi Tigers versus Mysore Warriors. And we will all see you there. I'm Navin Shorey signing off on behalf of everybody, the scorers, umpires, camera crew, commentators and KSCA, the entire team. We're really, really thankful for you guys to watch us live. Thank you so much. See you on August 1st.